Welcome, everybody. Thanks for tuning in tonight. This is a live stream for the podcast. We're getting ready to start our 10th session of DayTrippers. I'm going to kick it right over to Todd. He's going to explain kind of what we did last time. We took a different approach to the game. There's also a drama system aspect that you could play, like a different modality to the game. So go ahead, Todd, take it away.
Hey, well, last time, we played the collaborative version, and you know what? I am so accustomed to traditional GMing that I can fuck up my own game. There were 2 points in there. Both points when I used the ideas that you had submitted to the game. Those are moments just like a lucid dream, where I'm supposed to hand over narrative control to you, and that absolutely did not happen. So I owe you some narrative control, is what I'm saying. What we did last time was the birthday bash of Scylla Sardacian. She reached out and hired you guys as her personal bodyguard to be attached to her for her birthday on the planet Parallaxis, which it turns out was not as stable nor as non-hostile as their investors at X Investments had assumed. And so you guys discovered a voracious predator. You, of course, handled the situation. And actually, Reggie handled them both with a single shot, rescuing your charges and escaping with your lives and with a bundle of bubble fruit, a very powerful hallucinogen, which is now in the hands of Scylla Sardacian and her best friend, the porn star.
The porn star.
Corey Jane is her name, and she's a well-known porn star and often a guest on the Follow My Ass Stalk show. So they're both, I would say, C-list celebrities. But you know, Scylla is the kind of celebrity where her family is so rich. She's the heiress to the Sardacian hamloaf, which is the cloned hamloaf that requires no pig. It tastes all the ham without the pig.
Right. Yeah.
She's the heiress to that fortune, and she's basically famous for being famous. So she has her own show, and she does all sorts of crazy shit. Cameras follow her around all the time. You guys were her bodyguards on this mission that went terribly wrong, but you rescued it. She loves you. In fact, when the mission was over, not only Scylla Sardacian, but also Corey Jane spoke to Bento and personally requested that you guys be on their security detail the next time they hire Dark Matter Inc. And the way that we framed that whole story was all of y'all sitting around a table having dinner or having drinks. Of course, Nash, you're absconding.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like a flashback, right? It was like, remember that time when, a month ago, and Scylla Sardacian's party, and the camera got all wavy, and we flashed back to it and played it. So you guys are back at are back in real time now.
Mm-hmm.
And the first thing I want to do is a month of downtime, representing you guys. You know, we talked a little bit about getting into your new apartment and the move and getting acclimated, and then that whole adventure was like a flashback. The idea was to zoom through you guys getting accustomed to your new digs, your new job, all that. So I want to do 30 days of downtime before we kick off. And I just need to ask you if you are attempting to lay low and stay out of trouble, or deliberately seeking to evade discovery, or just living a normal life.
I think Bento had indicated to us that our names had been cleared, kind of our lives were restored post the failed attempted rescue of Susie. So I think Nash he would kind of just be doing his thing. He'd be putting in extra time at work. He's still kind of in that mode where he's pushing everything out and just, devoting all his time and energy into, making the squad the best it can be, making sure that, he had a little bit of a rough start with Bento. So, he's making sure he's, not only on time, he's early, he's got, all the paperwork filled out, like everything is done to a T.
Yeah, you're sailing along. You're managing to keep yourself really focused and really busy. There is one day near the end of that month, though, when you get a message in your inbox, and it's Susie.
Damn it.
The phone dings, and he's in the middle of doing shit or whatever. He grabs his phone and he looks at it and he sees. I don't know. He would probably still have her number. It's like the picture, right? Like he just never deleted the phone number. So he picks it up and he looks at it and he sees that it's her name, and he puts it down and he tries to go back to the paperwork, and he kind of absently fumbles for 5 or 10 minutes, and his eyes keep darting over to the phone, and he fucking he picks it up and clicks, swipes it up, and he'll read the message.
The message says that there's a box of stuff that you left at her place, and she doesn't want it to be stolen, but she put it on the front porch, and you can come get it anytime. During daylight hours, please. So it's not a good day for you, Nash. Yeah.
So he kind of stares at it absently for a little bit. He starts to type his big response, deletes the whole thing, and then he starts to type, something more, sarcastic, and then he deletes that, and then he finally settles on, okay, I'll swing by after work, and just he turns the phone off.
And that's it. And you know what? For you, Reggie, the month goes by pretty much as expected.
Yeah, he's not really going out of his way to do anything. He's just kind of waiting.
What's happening, I think, is that you and Tom Rogers are hanging out after work, because Nash isn't drinking, but Tom likes drinking, and he's got his favorite bar is not far from work. So I think you and Tom are bonding a little bit.
Yep. Yes, we are. I think him and I probably have end up finding out we have a lot more in common than we thought. Similar approaches to things, perhaps. Except he's a part of dark matter, so he probably is a little more measured. But maybe he balances me out a little bit. I don't know. Who knows?
Okay, I just saw the message in chat here, and let me see if this will.
Oh God, that's right. Yeah, it's in the Facebook chat.
So I think Nash would probably. I think when he went to go over, so if we were both at work that day, he would have grabbed Reggie at the end of the day and it's hey, can you take a trip with me? I have to go pick up some stuff.
Yeah. Where are we going?
There's some stuff of mine that I have to pick up. I don't want to. I don't want to.
I thought we had all our stuff. Yeah, we had our stuff. No.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, it turns out.
You had all the stuff from Nash's place.
Yeah, he takes a pregnant pause and he's like, "Yeah, Susie. Yeah, she she sent me a text today, and apparently there was some stuff over at her place. So if you just want to go with, we'll it'll quick. I got it. It's on the porch. I mean, it's.
I appreciate your use of the pregnant pause, and I accept. I will. Of course, I'll go help you. Of course, I'll go help you. And Reggie kind of slaps him on the back and, come on, let's go get your stuff.
All right. Thanks, Reggie.
Was that pregnant pause in the third trimester?
He just he just completely withdraws.
Oh, there's an edge to that joke I don't think you intended.
Yeah. I totally didn't mean that. Oh shit!
Yeah, like he just like he starts to turn away from you, and like he just like
shit.
Like,
Oh,
What?
he just shakes his head.
Oh wait, oops! I fucked up. Oh, and Reggie hangs his head. I'm gonna have to make up for that one. And he just follows him sheepishly.
Like we get to the front door, and like Nash pauses, and he's like, you know, he turns to look at you, and he puts a hand on your shoulder, and he's like, I know you didn't mean it. I know you didn't mean it like that.
It was in poor taste, and I regret everything, every single thing in my entire life that led to that particular moment where I made that terribly insensitive joke.
It's fine. It's
no. Look at me. I am sorry. I value you as a friend, and I would never, ever do something like that intentionally. And you see, like one of his eyes is kind of like twitching as he's just like eye contact, just forever, looking into your soul with this apology.
He like reaches out like behind your head, like grabs the back of your head and just like touches his forehead to your forehead,
Oh,
like
nice.
you know.
Well, all right, that's good.
Just nods and you know.
All right, okay. And Reggie shakes his head like just fucking keep your mouth shut.
All your stuff is in the box as stated, and there does not seem to be anyone home.
Yeah, they pull up and he turns the car off and he just kind of like sits and stares at the front of the house for like a full minute without saying anything, just kind of like, kind of looking over wistfully. And then, gets out, goes over, bends down, grabs the box, turns to walk back, kind of stops, looks like back over his shoulder at the door. And, kind of hovers because, is he going to knock? Is he not going to knock? And then, just, kind of like shakes and his head kind of droops and, walks back to the car, throws the shit in the trunk and, gets in and starts car back up. And he's like, well, I guess that's it.
Yeah, you did good. You want to talk about it?
Maybe later. Well, let's go get a burger.
All right. Yeah, let's get a burger and talk about it. Just open up about the whole thing. That was good. That you showed some very good self-control, not going up and knocking on that door. I could tell you wanted to.
Yeah. I don't. Doesn't look like she's home anyway. I mean, I don't know. It's fine. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, she's probably got 2 cars. Was there a car in the driveway? I don't know.
No sign of anyone home.
Oh, all right.
Okay, so off you guys go, and you have yourselves a meal, and you can. I'm sure Reggie does his best to try to set Nash at ease and put him in good spirits, but it's not a good day, and sometimes Earth Prime sucks.
Yeah, it started out very rough.
Yeah, and again, like Reggie probably doesn't think about it, but like orders a beer, and like Nash is sipping on a glass of water,
right.
And his eyes kind of dart down to the sweat on the bottle, and he just kind of like tracks it.
Yeah,
and then Reggie's staring at him because he's staring at the bottle, and then Reggie's like, "Hey."
Oh no, I fucked up again.
What?
Look, nothing. All right. Reggie picks the glass up and kind of puts it off to the side, and like he's not gonna he can't hide it, but I'm gonna get it out of his line of sight. Look, I think things are a bit stale. Wouldn't you agree? We've hit a bit of a rough patch.
Yeah, I mean,
we've got to get out there. We've got, like, what's going on? What's coming down the pipe?
Well, fucking Bento calls us when he needs us. I mean, most of it's just fucking paperwork and training and shit. I mean, it pays the bills. It's fucking whatever, man. Are you saying you want to go do something outside of like dark? Like you want to freelance? Is that what you're telling me?
I mean, I don't even think we could get away with it, to be honest with you. But I just, like the training's good and everything. But like, at the last operation, we were firing on all cylinders. Everything was going. I feel like, my stupid joke this morning, and now that I ordered the beer, I'm misstepping all over the place. It's been like this for a few weeks.
I mean, you're you. I mean, it's fine.
I appreciate that.
I don't. It's just today was kind of fucked up a little bit. I mean,
I was kind of thinking that like we need to, maybe we should reach out.
Bento's gonna get pissed.
He's been pissed before.
Yeah, well, yeah. I don't know. Everybody's. We got some good group. Cohesion. Like everything's going good. Like everybody's able to hit those marks when we're in the, in the holodeck. I think we're doing pretty good. I mean, maybe we should ask Bento, see if he's got something coming up. Tell him we're getting a little antsy.
We are in tip-top shape. Our training sessions are nearly flawless. And, I mean, I feel like we just need to be out there accomplishing things.
Yeah, using us. Spending a month on Earth, that's a chore, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it here. I don't like it here. I haven't been able to flex. I mean, I've been doing like the theoretical lucid dreaming training, but it's nothing's like being there. I mean, and Reggie just kind of trails off and just looks out one of the windows.
All right. Well, look, tomorrow. Let's grab him tomorrow morning. Before like the the morning meeting, and tell him we're looking to get something done. He's got to have something.
Yeah, just curious. Just curious about what's going on. I mean, like we can be how often can we be training and be ready to go, and then just to not ever go?
I don't know. Maybe they got to expand a little bit. I mean, you can't just do, all these celebrities and shit. They've got their pick of the litter. Maybe we need to branch out a little bit.
I mean, I kind of thought it would be nice if we were doing something to make a difference. Something more.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I hadn't really thought about it, but. Yeah, I mean, give us a little bit of purpose.
Yeah.
Give us a new direction.
New direction. None of this babysitting for overindulged, snobby, whiny brats.
Yeah, we get out there and get into shit.
Get in the muck. Strip down to our skivvies and just get all dirty,
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean,
I do that.
All that kind of.
Yeah. So does this sound like you guys are preparing to go request more military type mission?
I think so. Yeah. I mean,
I think Reggie accidentally talked Nash into it.
Let's hope it goes really, really well.
Well, you find out the very next morning when you come into work that Bento does indeed have something in mind for you, but he looks a little bit embarrassed, and he says, I'm doing my best to line up some contract work, but as you know, this is a new area for us, and we need to build up our branding and public awareness. And in the meanwhile, I tried to keep this off the plate. I tried to deflect it, but she's asking for you guys, and well, I'm afraid that it's going to come around to you, and I don't want you to think I'm hiding anything behind your back. And this is not a mission I'm ordering you to undertake. It's just a personal favor. She mentioned in a message to me, Ms. Sardacian, you remember?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Oh, no. We remember.
Well, she's got her heart set on Inranian Orchids, And both of you guys can do a brains roll. Highest.
Oh, I get a 6.
5.
The planet Inra is a backwater planet possessing a meager, unmanned port. It's also a deadly planet, but it is the only place in the known universe where a particular type of orchid, the Inranian Orchid, can be found. It grows in the abysmal jungle regions of the planet Inra, which itself is 90% water. The only portion of the planet which is land is the southern polar cap. Humid, constantly raining, deep, dark rainforest jungle type setting. Well, you know, this is not the kind of thing that I want dark matter to be known for, but she's willing to pay 1 megabuck per orchid. And I know some day trippers who've come back with dozens in a single haul. So this is not an order, and I don't consider it a contract in the typical sense of the word. But you guys seem like you've been antsy, and I've had nothing to give you. And I just want to let you know that job is out there, and you could use the Malkuth. The Marduk, I'm sorry.
Marduk, yes.
Well,
Reggie slumps back in a chair.
Yeah, Reggie and I were.
Here's what I'd like to do in order to pay for ship, power, insurance, etc. I'm going to charge 6 megabucks off the top. You guys get 2 each. I get 2, and then 3-way split for every orchid you bring back.
Reggie looks up at Nash, just says, "So we're going flower picking. Lovely."
Well, yeah, it's not really what we were. It's not really what we were hoping for. You know, Reggie and I were, you know, chatting just last night, and you know, we were looking to, you know, maybe expand a little bit, maybe not have to babysit, but I mean, you know, if this is what gets us off the planet, I guess it's.
Oh, believe me, gentlemen, there will be no babysitting involved. I would not send your little princess out to Inra. Let me see here. Let's go for. Do you have slip space dynamics skills?
Yes.
Yeah, give me a slip space dynamics roll.
With my psych?
No, let's do it. Brains dice, number of dice equal to brains, plus slip space dynamics.
All right.
Beat a 5.
Well, I rolled a 6, and I have a +2 in slip dynamics, so 8.
Okay. You know about this place. You've met people who've been to it, or you've read of it somewhere. Now, Inra is a known planet right here in this universe, and that, among other things, means that the Cartesian exception applies. When you travel in 3 space, you're not limited by the 24-hour window.
Oh, gotcha.
Right? Because all you've done is move from here to there within the same universe. So you're not in danger of your timeline eroding.
All right, well, that's not too bad.
So that's a good thing. However, there's also a bad thing. I mean, Reggie, you've heard that although this planet does have an intelligent but uncivilized race of humanoids, it is mostly populated by fearsome alien predator beasts. It is a hostile breeding environment for all sorts of predators, both plant and animal. Practically everything, even the plants on Inra, eat animal flesh.
All right. Well, this is started, and now as my memory is coming back to me about Inra, perhaps maybe this wouldn't be that bad of a test.
Yeah,
it's
I mean,
not a cakewalk if that's what you were thinking.
No. This is ends up being the opposite of a cakewalk.
All right, well, that'll be good.
Whatever that is, a minefield.
Yes, a minefield walk. Like
a hexcrawl?
Thinking of some sort of what's the opposite of a cake? Like a asparagus?
Brownie?
A brownie? It's more, but brownie's cake-like. I mean, I'm thinking like
That's true.
very sweet and moist treat compared to a snappy, disgusting piss color alteration vegetable.
That's fair. That's fair. You know,
Okay,
so what do you think?
Here's a question. You got 2 more seats on the Marda.
I was just going to ask Reggie.
Okay. Bento's going to leave this up to you guys. The more crew members you take, the more ways you got to split the money.
I mean, it's up to you, Nash, but I'm more interested in the action, you know. So
yeah, I mean, we're doing all right.
And it would be nice to get, you know, as many of the team as possible out there to just sort of be in a live combat situation.
Yeah, that was my thought. I was going to ask you, who do you think you'd like to take on this one? Seems like Julio would be out, right? I mean, if it's a low tech planet, I mean, he's.
Maybe we let him work on our team website. Did we do a team website? Did we have a team website? I don't. Maybe not. That's probably not best. No. Well, maybe we get him on that. Covert names and all that. I don't know.
And by the way, these days people have much more than a website, so they're a broadcast node.
Ooh, let's get him working on a broadcast node.
Nash just looks at Bento like, is that a thing? Like, should we?
Of course, not to like. I mean, I suppose we could. It could be thought of that we would use it to sort of kind of like branch out, but no. That's not. I was thinking more like we're going to have like followers. We're going to have fans once we start, you know, really making impacts in society. You know, Bento.
Nash just kind of like shrugs.
Bento is rubbing his forehead.
We'll need like forums. They'll have to like go on the forums and talk about who their favorite teammates are. Yeah, there'll be like fan art where they'll draw what they think we look like.
Reggie, I don't want to rain on your parade, but when I said we were looking for more high-profile work, that was not exactly what I had in mind.
Oh, okay. Yeah, my mind went a little. I went a little wanderlust there with my mind.
Good thinking though. I mean, you're you know, just throwing ideas out there.
Maybe we just have him look into it. We'll just have him look into it.
So who's going with?
Well, you know, I like Duke, right? I mean, he's got that fucking sniper rifle.
Yeah, he's very well rounded. He's in. I feel like Tom, like Tom should be there, right?
Dude,
maybe
you know I like Tom, but
Mr. Corliss, yeah.
I mean, he's been pretty solid so far. You think this one's going to be a little bit too much for him, though?
I don't know. I'm also trying to think who would benefit from this kind of a thing. You know, I mean, it's too dangerous. I mean, I don't know. I like Tom. I like Tom.
All right. I know you guys have been hanging out. If you're on the Tom boat, we'll grab Tom.
Actually, now that if I'm being honest, I'm sort of split between Tom and little Kim, but I feel like Kimberly there would probably, like, we don't really need a social engineer, you know? Maybe she can get together with Julio and they can sort of like work on the broadcast node together.
I'm okay with that.
Reggie's staring at the ceiling like he's talked himself into a circle and now he doesn't know where else to go with this.
Well, yeah, why don't we go to the ship?
Before we get ready to go, we've got our body cams. We got all the acquisitions squared away from last time.
What do you need?
So out of character. after the last mission, Nash recognized the probably the necessity of us having body cams. We didn't get any video of the two sisters, which we could have potentially sold or used to manipulate markets or hold over someone's head or whatever. So, he's like towing the company lines like, hey, let's get as much information as we can. This may or may not be useful. It may or may not be something that we can hold over somebody's head potentially. But he wants to, and then he can always go back and then analyze footage with Julio to see like, oh, well, at this stage in the combat, you could have maybe done this or whatever. Like a football player, he'd want to go back and like break down the tape.
Yeah.
I think that's an excellent idea. In fact, I think unless you crit fail on this charm roll, Bento thinks it's worth the money too.
All right. Well, I got 2 dice in that, so let's see what happens. Oh, I got a 6 and a 5.
You only needed to beat a 3, so take an experience point. You get a yes and. Bento is putting body cams on your slip suits, and tell me what else.
Shit, I don't know. Let's see, we already have like an in-suit. We already have like TACnet essentially. So
we've got body cams, but we also have those cameras that come out and they look at your face. So we get that weird, like that video of like, and it's
like
that feed. Yeah. No, we don't do that. That's stupid.
Shit, I don't know. Would they generically then just be like, impact waterproof, or can that be like the end? Like it's the high end cameras, like, they're not going to stop a bullet, but if you get knocked down or you get punched or, you get thrown in the drink, like we're not going to lose footage. Maybe it's Wi-Fi.
How about the cameras have AI, and so they automatically focus on wherever the action is.
Nice.
Like they can tell what's moving in the scene and focus on that.
Sure. Yeah, I like that.
Okay, so AI body cams.
I like that. Oh, and that's because was there some sort of did I get some sort of a gun?
You did, yeah. You have a +1. What sort of gun is a long gun of some kind?
AR M16.
Yeah, it was one of yeah. +1 long gun. Damn it! Did I not write it? I must not have wrote it down. My notes. I'm a bad.
Yeah, that was one of the perks for the last mission.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Sweet.
Cool.
I love this thing. I've kitted it out in our downtime. It's now super cool.
That's the weapon that took out both screaming sisters in one shot.
Oh my god! I've told stories about that shot to,
everybody.
Anyone who would listen.
It's lovingly oiled.
I was aiming at the right eye, and it went through that and then out the back of her head into the left eye of the one behind her.
I was there. I said it was an amazing shot. 1 in a million.
Reggie's always surprised when you agree. Yeah. It was awesome.
Duke, every time you tell the story, Duke just fucking shakes his head.
You
weren't the sniper. He's like, yeah, whatever, buddy. That's a Thursday. Like,
yeah, this story is very different from Duke's point of view because, like, from his point of view, you guys go out with Scylla and her friend, and you get shot down, and then he and Kim are told not to tell anyone, but to come out and look for you, and then they get knocked out of the air. And then they're trying to figure out what to do, and suddenly Lil Kim disappears.
That's right. Yes, I was a bit off with the I was off with my plan there with my lucid dreaming.
That's all right. You know what? You can make it up to me on this mission here.
Oh, I'll do more than that.
So we got Nash, we got Reggie, we got Tom, we got Duke. Is that right?
That is correct.
He's like, well,
yeah, I guess you milked this relationship for all it's worth with her, huh? I mean, this could be the thing that makes Dark Matters bank, I guess.
Well, if it does turn out to be a cakewalk, you guys could always go back from time to time because she's got it in her head that you guys are capable of bringing back troves and troves of these Inranian orchids. They're pretty rare and they're difficult to find, but usually a haul is like, you know, half a dozen to a dozen. They're worth $1 million each. She wants to decorate like the grand hall of her house with them.
All right. Well, we make sure that we've got like sacks or as much fillable space as we can.
Plenty of crates. Plenty of crates.
Yeah. What's the Reggie? What's the surface like over there? You said you knew a little bit about it.
It's like water. It's a water world. Is that right? That's what you said, right?
It is, yeah. 90% water. There's just one continent, and it's the southern landmass, the South Pole. The rest of the planet is 90% water. It's almost constantly raining. It is hot. It is humid. There is a humanoid amphibious life form that lives on the planet, but they're uncivilized.
So we're going to have to be very careful about them. We don't want to sort of like disturb them. But yeah, it's like a water world.
They're probably the least dangerous thing on that planet.
Right. They're probably going to steer clear from us anyhow. But you know, it's other than that, it's like a water world. You know.
All right. Well, I guess we're going to be huffing it then.
Probably. I'm assuming we'll find a decent spot to land, but I mean, it's probably going to be, depending on what's going on, there could be some of that violent breeding, you know? We want to be very careful.
Yeah, well, go loaded for bear, I guess.
Right. There's going to be some bears that it's not going to look exactly how you think.
Right. I guess they grab their shit, or I guess do they have like lockers, like in the staging area where they keep like most of their, ready gear and all that stuff.
I'm sure you do.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Yeah. So does he like get on the intercom and like call Duke and Tom, or I'm assuming like this is during the day, so like everybody's at work, kind of thing.
Yeah, you can just go to wherever they are. Are they in the break room? Yes, they're in the break room. Cool. So you can just go to wherever they are and tell them, "Hey, you've been tapped."
Yeah, Nash would come in. They're like, having a cup of coffee or whatever, and just like walks up to the table with Reggie and Toe, and he's like,
just tap him on the head.
Yeah, all right, gentlemen. Seems like we have a mission. Tom, this one, Reggie wanted you specifically. This one could be a fun one. We're going to Inra. You guys ever heard of it?
Tom has not, but Duke has. He's like, that's where the orchids come from, right?
That is correct.
Damn. I heard some stories about the shit that lives up there.
Yeah, Reggie was
big guns.
Mm-hmm. They're all true, every single one of them.
He kind of slaps Reggie on the shoulder and he's like, "Well, we got old Deadeye here."
Yeah. Yep. Right through the eyes. That's right. That's what it is. Deadeye. I like it. Call me that for a little while until I decide it's not good anymore.
Duke is like, shit. You guys are going to need somebody to cover you. I'm there.
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah, Duke.
All right. Well,
and
Bento...
Tom says, wait a minute. We're going there for flowers?
Yeah, but they're like violent, dangerous flowers that'll just as soon rip the flesh from your bones than look at you.
Duke says, that's not what I heard.
Oh. What did you hear?
Well, the flowers, he pulls up his PDA, does a quick search, and shows you some pictures of Inranian orchids. Yeah, they're not hostile flowers. They're, in fact, incredibly complex, beautiful, delicate flowers that they actually have quite a long lifespan in oxygen atmosphere. So they'll last for months. They're currently in vogue with the celebrity set. So famous actresses are wearing them in their hair or as corsages on the red carpet and that kind of thing. And so anyone wants to be seen with one of these orchids, right? It's just kind of the style right now. So Scylla, of course, wants to outdo everyone. She wants to decorate her whole grand ballroom with them.
Yeah, Duke, I was talking more about the other plants and shit. You know? The other ones?
Yeah, well, that's some nasty shit. I know that...
Can you imagine if we had
there are hundreds of hostile plant and animal species on that planet.
Yeah, we're probably going to land right in the midst of them, too. Can you imagine bringing Scylla one of those back and telling her it's an orchid? Oh, the look on her face would be priceless.
Nash cracks a grin.
I see that. I see it.
We're powered up and ready to go anytime, gentlemen.
All right, let's do this.
All right, let's grab your shit and let's get out of here. Bento's anxious to have us go.
All right, so it is time for the slip space roll. Reggie?
Yes.
This is the known planet in our universe, so this is the easiest type of travel that you can do. It's difficulty 3.
I've got a 5 plus 2, 7.
Yeah, that is a yes and, so that'll be an experience point for Reggie, and both of you get an experience point for the slip itself.
Ooh.
And you find yourself, the coordinates, by the way, were given to Bento by Sardacian, but these are a well-known set of coordinates. They've been used many times before by many day tripping teams, because remember I told you that there's an unmanned spaceport up there. Well, this is the location of the port. They call it the trading post. So it's the coordinates of the trading post is where you're headed to. You show up, and I'm going to say that the and is for a moment there's a break in the weather, which you've heard is almost constant rain. But when you appear, fortunately, there is a moment of relative sunshine.
Ah.
And let me share a picture with you. This is a picture. This is a picture from the history books. This is the first day tripper who discovered the planet Inra. That, in fact, is Lucille Inra. And the planet was named after her. She's the one that set up that dome back there. And that dome is what you have just appeared beside.
Nice.
So now, if you can look back in the distance there, see all those trees? That's actually the less dense area of the forest. It soon gets much more dense than that. So much so that you are not going to be able to take your ship into the inner forested area of the continent. So your ship right now is placed on these rocks, just sort of like off camera to the right, just a few meters away from the dome. The dome itself is hermetically sealed except for that one ventilator opening. You can see it there. It's that dark circle. Give me brains rolls, both of you.
Oh, 6 again.
Damn.
Who got a 6?
Both of us.
Really? That's a yes and. Okay, so you both noticed that the power is out. Without even going inside, Nash has realized that means the climate controls are going to have stopped working. And right now it is really hot and humid. It's like 80% humidity and 103 degrees.
Oof.
Now you've got your suits, but it's by no means comfortable. And the climate control inside that dome is going to be off because the power is off. And Reggie, you also looked around a little bit and you see a bunch of wires dangling from the dome that stretch out into a rough circle on the shoreline. It's about 100 yards in radius. That is supposed to be an electrical repeller zone, like to keep animals out of this 100-meter radius. But it also is powered down.
Uh-oh. All right, you see that? That's not supposed to look like that. Its repellent shield is down.
Yeah, it looks like the power's off.
Yeah, let's take it. We're gonna have to. And Reggie gets out his gun and just kind of, what do you say? Stay frosty.
Stay frosty.
Frosty.
So, are they already landed? I mean, they're on the ground?
Yeah, the ship blinks out. There's a moment of painful disorientation, and then it blinks into existence, and you're basically sitting on a broad flat rock, like kind of where the camera is in this picture here.
Right. So yeah,
except for there's no day tripper waving at you.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
He just, Nash will get everybody ready. He will oversee, check harnesses as they're getting, final suited up. He'll call for weapons checks, everything by the book. Let's head over to the dome. Let's check to see why the power's off. Maybe those aquatic humanoids have gotten their dander up about something. Maybe they come out here, cut some wires. Let's go check out and see what's going on.
All right. And as you are doing that, you hear a weird sort of groaning noise coming from the water to your left. You look over there. You see what looks like a giant amoeba. It's about 6 feet across. It's a big sphere with sort of tentacles coming off of it that are constantly shifting, and there's it's growing tentacles and then sucking them back in again. It has no particular shape and it has no eyes, but you definitely get the feeling that it's aware of you and it's beginning to move toward you. Now a sphere, now it sort of elongates into a tube, and it's sort of rocking on the waves, coming closer and closer to your ship, which is just a couple meters from that shoreline.
Can we put it back further? I'm assuming this is the standard landing.
It's not only the standard landing spot, but it's actually the best landing spot. All of the rock around here is uneven. Your ship is at a little bit of a canter right now, but it's the best available landing spot.
So he looks over to Duke as weapons expert, and he's like, "We got a bogey at 9 o'clock. You wanna try out the ship's guns on that?"
Ooh.
It looks a little bit bigger than maybe want to use the rifles on.
Go get you some, Duke. Go get you some.
I mean, we don't want that thing to suck the fucking ship away. Then we're stuck here.
Yeah, that'd be no good.
Not be fun. I mean, at least we won't blink out of existence. But
no, that's true.
It's a long fucking wait till somebody gets here.
But we'll exist here.
I'm looking at your ship, and there are no ship-mounted weapons.
Oh, okay. I guess he would know that then.
Rewind.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you want to take a shot at this thing, somebody's going to have to open the hatch.
And
by the way, it's coming closer now. It's 15, 20 feet away.
All right, let's go. Let's do it. I'll go up.
Now let's wait to see. Maybe it just wants to see what the ship is.
Well, at the very least, I won't just go up and shoot. I'll just kind of see. I'll hold off, but I'm going to get it. I'm going to get ready.
So you guys are staying inside, but watching through the viewport.
Yeah. So it's 6 foot. It's our size.
Yeah, it's like a sphere, 6 feet in diameter. It keeps changing its shape though.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, so conceivably, then it's not going to engulf the ship and drag it into the water. Then
no, I'm
like blob style.
Yeah.
It might be able to engulf a man.
Right. So Reggie goes over to punch the fucking ramp, and he's like, "Wait a minute. Let's just wait a minute. Ship is safe."
Okay. Well,
it's a dangerous world. A dangerous world.
The thing comes closer. And then it sort of rears up. It forms into one long pseudopod, and it hurls itself against the wall of the ship. The entire ship rocks. You feel it slip a little bit.
Oh, shit.
All right. Back to plan A.
Yeah, punches the button, drops the whatever.
Just down the ramp.
What would be helpful is that repeller field.
Yeah, we need to get that thing up. All right.
Well, I do have electronics, so I guess that's me then.
Yeah, I'm gonna cover you. I'm gonna lay down some cover fire, get its attention. You go in there, do your thing.
All right, so I would know. I think at this point Nash would know like what everybody's best skills are. Now we didn't bring Julio. Do either Tom or Duke have any sort of mechanical or electronic experience? Because I would just bring whoever was best suited to help and have the other two just shoot.
Tom Rogers, he had those droney things. Like he's got to have some sort of,
Yeah, but it's more computer skill than like being able to fix stuff.
Yeah.
And Duke has some mechanical skill, but this is an electronics problem. I really think Nash is the best candidate.
Okay. All right. So we streak forward and we cover you, and you get in there.
All right. So I let you guys down the ramp first. Like I assume you're like walking down and shooting, and he just exits behind.
Okay. So I'm gonna jump into action frames here. So everybody, tell me what you're doing in the next few seconds.
I'm gonna throw some rounds into it. Actually, I'm gonna change that. What?
Probably be better to shoot them than to throw them.
Yeah, I can throw them. I can throw them fast. Yeah, I'm gonna throw some. Damn it! I said it again. I'm gonna fire off some rounds, sort of on the ground. No, I'm gonna do it into it. It attacked us first. Yes, shooting some rounds into it.
Okay, Nash, what are you going for?
So the ramp drops, the water's over here. So Reggie comes out this way. Nash goes the other way around the ship as protection and makes a beeline for the dome.
Okay.
To go in and then investigate.
Now, Nash, you're the captain here, so what are you ordering Tom and Duke to do?
Oh, to shoot. I mean, that was you guys shoot. I will attempt to fix the thing.
Okay, so you guys go ahead and roll. Reggie, this is a firearms roll for you. Nash, this is just a grace roll for you, and it's easy.
All right. I need another die then. Oh, another 6. These Civil War dice are on fire.
6 plus 2 for the long gun. 8. Oh my god!
That's
my
good.
little pony dice. Back in style.
I mean, if you want to throw a stealth into it too, I'm at 7.
For Nash?
Yeah, I don't know if you want to count stealth.
You can, but it'll probably slow you down a little bit.
Okay, fuck it. He just made a break for it. He was using the ship as cover.
Okay, so in the next frame, what happens is the thing rears up and it shoots out a pseudopod toward the humans who are on its side of the vessel. Nash makes a beeline for the dome. The rocks are slippery and wet, covered with moss, and it's just miserable out there, but you do make it to the dome. Tom fires off a shot and hits. Reggie fires off a shot and hits. The pseudopod hits Duke, knocks him on his ass. He goes flying back against the ship.
Duke, no!
And Duke shouts out, "I'm all right!"
Attaboy.
Nash is just like calmly on the comm. He's like, at the dome, beginning investigation, whatever military shit, keep shooting.
Military shit.
Yeah. All right, Nash, you're over there. You're looking at the control panel. Everything actually looks fine here. So, you're going to have to get inside to locate the power source and get that turned on again. But you also notice that the cable has been snapped that leads out to where the resistance field is supposed to spring from. So you're going to need to splice this cable and then turn on the power. This job is going to take you like an hour.
So like he's investigating all this stuff. He like, picks up one end of the cord. He like traces it out, sees the snap, finds the other piece. Like, fuck. He's like, all right, we got a snap cord. This is going to take longer than a couple of minutes. This is going to take me like an hour to try to put that thing down.
And meanwhile, that thing is really pissed. It's got clear gel leaking out of some of the thicker membrane that it's surrounded by, and it's making this sound like because that's his name, the ulul.
Ooey, yeah, I love it.
And let's roll again.
All right.
Do you want an electronics this time for me, or?
You actually are just going to start working, and we'll roll it in a little while because it's going to take you longer than whatever happens here.
Yeah.
In fact, you might want to go inside the dome and check out the actual power source.
Okay, yeah. Knowing that that's going to take that long, then he would, try to force the door open if he has to.
All right. So you're heading in. Everybody else is rolling dice.
I got a 6 again. I'm sitting at an 8 with the same sort of thing. I want to maybe like strafe a little bit towards something that would be like a cover, just to put something between me and this thing, and then and open fire. Just
you rolled a 6. What's your mod?
I'm doing the long gun +2, so 8. Did I do math good?
Nice. You're the only one who hits this thing, and it reaches out and it grabs Duke by the leg.
Oh, fuck. Oh god!
Right at the moment your shot goes into it, goes right through the center of it, and there's this sort of a slightly darker area in the middle of it. Your shot goes right through that, and it lets go of Duke's leg and slips into the water.
What the hell? I hit it. Oh, what the hell are those things called in the man?
You just killed it.
Fifth grade
like a ganglia or something.
Yeah, the nucleus.
The nucleus of the amoeba. Yeah.
Oh, I hit it right in the nuclei. Get it? Dead eye. Nuclei.
And Nash is on the comments like, good job, Dead Eye.
Yeah. Because what you said earlier with the Dead Eye, all right.
So, like, he's furiously, like, tapping at keyboards. He's, like, looking at screens. He's like, all right, button up the ship. Come over to the dome. You know, keep a watch. Duke, come in. You can maybe give me a hand with this.
All right. When you guys get inside, you see that there's a couple of hydrogen tanks and a mini fission generator, which is supposed to run off the hydrogen in the tanks. The tanks are labeled full, but it turns out they're actually empty.
Uh-oh.
And that's why there's no power.
So he snaps to Reggie and he's like, hey, is there something you can engineer from the ship? You know, do we have some way to recharge these tanks here? Or he starts like looking around. Is there like a recharge, station or some ability to charge these specific tanks, or do they like fly new tanks in, I guess?
There is nothing of the kind, and since you got an electronics skill, you go ahead and make a brains roll plus electronics skill.
All right. 7.
It looks like the best you're going to do is run a cable from the ship to the dome.
All right. So he kind of like casts around, like checks the map to see if there's like tank storage or whatever. And he's like, fuck, I don't know what these people are doing here. I don't see any tank storage. Look, I'm going to have to run a cable to the ship to get the power back up to this thing.
Or just tell me what you need.
Looking around inside this place, there's some stuff. There's there's some chests and some cots for sleeping on, and there's a 45 caliber revolver, which is quite old. There's 2 flash pistols. There's a cartridge belt with 30 shells. There's a little PDA that's got a chronometer, a compass, and a map in it. That'll be helpful. I'll show you the map in a minute. 2 sleeping bags. There's a box of fire pellets, 200 of them. And then, Reggie, underneath one of the beds, you find a hand axe And on the handle of the hand axe is inscribed, "Careful with that axe, Eugene."
Reggie has no idea what that means, but I love it. Who's Eugene? And I put it in my belt.
All right, I'm assuming you're like piling shit up on like one of the cots or whatever. Like, oh, look what I found.
Well, I got an X. It belongs to Eugene. He's probably dead.
Well, whatever. I mean, I'm sure we're kitted out with like machetes and all that shit. I'm like, yeah, fucking bring it.
Yeah.
He's not gonna need. He's not here.
He's dead, probably.
Well, fuck. If they didn't have power,
I'm looking for whatever Nash needs. I'm trying to find.
So fire pellets, I'm assuming, would be like little fire starters to like get a fire going.
Yeah, it's about the size of it. Like a D6, a little cylindrical thing. And when you expose it to a little bit of water, it becomes super hot, super fast. One pellet can cook a meal in 10 minutes. That's actually what they're intended for.
Whoa!
But you got to be careful because you can burn yourself badly.
Right. Okay. I mean, well, we've got MREs and all that kind of shit. Like we're kitted to go, so I don't. I'm assuming that stuff. So if you're stuck here, or if you're doing an extended layover, there's supplies there. He may take a couple if we don't have those specifically. Like stick some like in a pant pocket as something that we could use as out of the box tactics if we need it.
You never know.
Okay, so here is the map of the polar continent that you can pull up on that little PDA.
Ooh.
Now remember, you are at the center of this map is basically the South Pole, so all directions are north.
Right.
So in order to make this work, I'm just going to call the top of the map 1, and then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 as you go around clockwise.
Okay. And we're the red dot, I'm assuming.
You are at the red dot, which is the trading post.
All right.
You know what? I have a really clever idea that I need to set up. Okay, so you guys do some talking and look at the map. You know that the jungles are where you need to go.
All right, so I'm assuming, Reggie, you like pull out the PDA and you're like, oh, I've got this thing and it's got a map. So like we're all kind of like huddled around you, kind of looking at the map.
Yeah, so you say we need to get over here. We got to go through the jungle, and we're gonna have to go south.
All right. Well, look. I mean, we're everything is south, right? So then everything is north.
Well, everything is north.
Yeah.
Oh, everything's
we're in the south, so
we're heading. We want to head to the
Look, if you're looking at the map, right, and if you call the top of the map number 1, right?
Okay.
So we want to kind of go towards like, if you're looking at a clock face, like 1 or 2 o'clock, right? So we can make a straight beeline. It looks like it might be, I'm going to throw out a number, Todd, like, 20 clicks straight ahead to the edge of the forest. That may be picked out a little bit if that's where everybody goes.
Oh, by the way, 1 hex is 20 miles.
20 miles. Okay. All right. That's a lot longer.
Yeah. Okay. So, a normal person walking would be like 1 hex a day. That's if you form a group, you do standard formation march 1 hex per day. But because you've got your slip suits on, you've got mechanical servos in the joints and all that, you can cover twice that distance in a day, 2 hexes per day.
Okay. Which gets us so directly diagonal from where we're starting would get us just to the edge of the forest in a day.
Yep.
So Nash points that out, like, hey, it looks like a day to get us to the edge. We'll have to camp out. And then we can spread out from there. But before we leave, I got to hook up a cable to the ship. We got to get that repeller field up. Because if we're coming hot, we want to have that field up so we can duck inside if something's following behind us.
All right. Let's get it up.
Here's my clever idea. I want to see if this works. I'm going to try screen sharing. Yes. Okay, so see, now I'm screen sharing from within Pixlr. So I can do funky shit, like I can move this little X around on the map.
Nice.
Show
Nice,
where you're at. Right now, you're here.
Cool.
Oh, and there's a little, can you see the guide? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6?
I can, yeah. Is your window like not fully maximized because it looks small in the screen share? I'm just wondering if you could make it a little bigger.
It is quite small. Let's see if I can make it a little bit bigger.
Yeah, I mean it's. I mean.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, I see what that. Okay, that's the directions. Got it.
There you go. That looks like about as big as I can get it.
Nice. Thank you, sir.
That's what he said.
All right, so so Nash just be like, police up what you can find. Double check your gear. Duke, give me a hand. We'll get this wired up as quick as we can. Reggie, go through the drawers, see what you can find. Maybe they've got a recharge station out back. Nobody told us to bring friggin' hydrogen.
Right. I mean, I'm gonna toss everything. I'll toss everything I can find to try to find what we need.
And then
I toss everything.
You guys, you do have enough gear just for repairs and whatnot. There's a bunch of cable on the ship, and you can easily run 30 feet of cable out to connect it up. You need to splice that other cable back up. It's going to take you about an hour to get all this shit working, right?
Yep.
And let's see if anything happens over the course of that hour.
I guess Tom's probably on Overwatch then if Reggie's pilfering, because the dome doesn't look that big. And Duke and I aren't really paying attention. So. Yeah,
it's not that big. There's only 2 beds in it.
Yeah.
Although it's big enough to sleep 5 or 6 people uncomfortably.
Right, it's like a little dome tent. They say it fits 3, but really it's like a 1-person tent.
Okay, so you are almost done. You figure you'll be done in about 10 minutes. When Duke shouts out, "We got a bogey!" and he's pointing into the forest, coming this way, stepping right over where the resistance field would be if it was working.
Oh, damn it.
Are 3, they look like white tarantulas with 10 legs, and they are about 1.5 feet across. There's 3 of them, and they're coming this way really fast.
Nash without even thinking, because his gun is right next, it's laying there. He just fucking snatches it up. I'm assuming, comms are open so that, Reggie hears it if he's not done. I mean, I'm assuming he's probably done by now and probably outside if it's not that big.
I'm going to say actually that the others can get a shot off immediately, but your hands are busy.
Yeah.
Nash. So Duke is the first one to see it. He's definitely getting a shot off. Tom is ready. He's getting a shot off, and Reggie will assume you've been on watch as well.
Heck yes.
So you 3 guys are all rolling to shoot.
6 again.
We are killing it tonight.
Who's closest? The closest to the spiders is Tom. Their head is straight for him. Reggie, what'd you roll? You want to beat 6?
I rolled a 6 with a +2 on a long gun, so 8.
Nice. You just took one out. Boom. Tom, let's see how he does. Tom's shot hits another one. Boom. Dead.
Gets him. Yeah.
Duke.
That's my boy.
Oh, that's so perfect. Duke hits the 3rd one, and I rolled it, man.
Nice.
There's a chance he might have shot at the same one that you did, right?
We all strike a very epic pose.
Bam, bam, bam. 3 dead spiders.
Yeah.
And then,
Nash, you have just got your gun up into firing position when they're all dead.
He stands up, he spins around in a crouch to take a shot, and they're all dead, and he just slowly stands, rifle dips down. He's like, "Well done, gentlemen."
This is what I was talking about. We just needed to get out here and get some action.
These things have got some big, nasty teeth with like a clear fluid dripping from them.
Oh, I've heard that I've heard these things are delicious. And maybe we could open them up and put them over a spit and cross-reference.
It's funny that you should mention that, because you actually, remember I told you you've talked to people who've been here before. You actually have heard of a guy who was here for weeks and ate some of the local wildlife, because some of it's quite good.
Mm. There's definitely some sort of a poison sac inside of this thing that we'll need to harvest.
Well, like Nash is turning it all over, and he's like, I mean, if you're set on, look, I'm almost done. I don't think we need to eat the spiders. We probably want to get out as soon as I finish. But if you want to grab the poison sacks, like if you want to, I've got like 15 minutes. So like if you want to dick around and try to like pop one of those things out, if we got some bottles and stuff on the ship, like maybe that might be useful, because those things are killing other things here.
Yeah, and I'm also going to rule, because you knew that this was a Cartesian exception mission, and you knew that you had to take days. So you've got 2 weeks of MREs on the ship.
Mm.
I'll be right back. Coffee refill.
Okay. So yeah, if you want to get that going, like this, hey, this might be something that Bento can use. Maybe we can formulate some kind of toxin or something. You got to think outside the box.
Yeah, it's my silly reference to an obscure other show has paid off, and you've convinced me. I think this would be in our best interest to harvest the poison sac and also hollow out the carapace and use it as sort of a bowl to cook its beautiful meats.
Stew in the juices? Yeah.
Stew in the juice. Forgot about the juices. You're right. Yeah, the juices.
A lot of juice. Not so obscure. I mean, I don't,
that was the poor word choice. Yet again, Reggie has used a poor word choice. Definitely not obscure.
It really is. It's fine. Yeah. So then, like Nash would, lay the gun back down and like, go back to, cinching up the rest of the wire, getting everything going. And presumably, you would then, maybe try to like cut around the fangs and see if you could find the.
Oh yeah, he's down on one knee and he's pulled it in. Now gather around. This is what you're going to do. And he takes out a knife and you're going to just sort of like get in underneath the underbelly here and just slice around the carapace and get right into those underbelly meats and just kind of carve around it. And you're going to want to jam it in there and just kind of and wrench it, and it's going to loosen it. You're going to pop it free from all of those little bits.
You guys are eviscerating the spiders?
Yes, I'm field dressing it in order to cook its delicious meats and saute it in its delicious sauces.
Oh.
And if you do it correctly, you won't spill any of the poison from the poison sac.
Yeah, actually. Okay. So you've got, I'm sure you've got some sort of plastic bags or something you can put these specimens in. You end up with 3 sacks of water spider venom.
Nice. Water spider? That's awesome.
Yeah, so I don't know if you were there, Todd. Nash's thought was to harvest the venom and bring it back to Bento and see if that's something that would be potentially useful to, either produce, synthesize, sell. He's always looking at what's going to be best for the company.
For
Think of the medical research.
Possibly medical research, although that didn't occur to him at the moment.
How many people could this help? I'm sort of your unofficial, in the background, moral center. No, I'm talking about saving people, and you're talking about toxins. And it's where you're very relevant. It's fine. That's why you and I are a good team.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. That's sure.
Reggie's got his own way of saying things. Okay, so there's all this shit that was inside the dome. Are you guys taking any of that?
Nash has got
Fire pellets.
a handful of fire pellets. Other than that, I don't think that they're going to have anything that we wouldn't necessarily have brought with us. I mean, we definitely take the PDA.
Okay, there is a flash pistol.
Yeah, I guess Nash would take that. You never know. Stuff gets scared of fire.
Stuff does get scared of fire.
They emit like a cone of phosphorus light just for a second.
He grabs it anyway. Again, out of the box thinking.
Okay, so write it on your sheet. You got a flash pistol +1.
Ooh.
That uses the handgun skill.
Yep. And I have that, so it will be +2. Well,
nice. That is nice. Oh, I have not been adding my +1 to my long gun.
By the way, both flash pistols are fully charged, 20 shots each.
Nice.
You could dual wield them.
Yeah. So do you want me to make a roll to see if I can get everything set up? Or
I do. It's electrical time.
All righty. Here's hoping.
You got to beat a 6.
I got a 7.
Nice.
This one die must be like way unbalanced.
Or very balanced.
All right. Successful electrical engineering. You have now got the power running from the ship to the dome, and from the dome out to the resistance field, which now springs up in action. You're covered by a big glowing electrical dome, 50. What did I say? About 50 feet in radius from the physical dome.
Yeah, nice.
It creates a circle around you that extends into the water and also onto the land.
Nice.
It'll keep anything out of this area now.
But we're able to pass through without any trouble?
You are able to turn it on and off
Okay.
via one unit located in the dome and another unit located at the perimeter of the field.
Okay, cool.
Oh, cool.
All right. So yeah, Nash just packs up all the tools, grabs his gun, kind of dusts his hands off, and he's like, "All right, let's make sure we got everything we need, and let's head out and see what we can find. It's gonna be a long night, fellas."
We go through our regimented checklist.
Mm-hmm.
Time to start walking. Okay, so you can go 40 miles a day with jump jets. So we're just going to take off now. We're hex crawling now, so that we're going to move a day really fast here.
Okay.
All right.
And
we're going to see if there are any encounters during that day.
Yeah, we're squad formation. I got I guess I would take point. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, he's in charge. He would take point.
Yeah.
Okay, so for half a day, you're moving through the coastal forest, a really, really lightly forested area. But toward the end of the day, you make it into this darker area, the inland forest. The trees are much denser here. It's very overgrown, rocky, damp, slippery. The wind picks up, and it begins to rain. There are lots of greens and purples. It's raining very, very hard, and there are noises all around you. You do, in fact, have an encounter near the end of that day. Let me see what it is. All right, you guys are just coming around a small rocky outcropping. You're trying to look for a spot where pretty soon you're going to want to make camp. So you're looking around a little bit, and suddenly, Reggie, you see something rear up. Behind it, you see two others rear up. It looks like a six-legged. It's a cross between a wolf and a crocodile with great upward-bearing fangs.
It's a wolfodile.
Size. There are three of them. Oh, you just walked right into its territory, and they're leaping at you.
Shit, it's a crocodile wolf.
Nash yells, "I like the wolfodile better."
Well, it's definitely better. All right, let's go.
We're jumping into action frames. Reggie, you are the closest one. I want to know what you're doing.
I am barrel rolling out of the way and then just opening fire.
Okay, so your first move is a defense move. Everybody else is a little bit back, but I guarantee you guys had your guns drawn.
Oh yeah,
I like that. Yeah, defensive move. Yeah, my
Okay,
first.
so
Yeah,
Tom
because
is
it's coming
shooting,
at
he's
us.
shooting. I'm sure Nash is shooting.
oh yeah.
We got 3 of these things. Everybody roll your dice.
Well, now when you say my first move is a defensive move, am I not rolling to shoot? Am I rolling for the roll?
Correct, because they're
Okay.
leaping at you while this is going on.
I love that. So I'm gracing, right?
Yep.
I got a 5 with the long gun.
I rolled a 6, and I'm pretty sure I'm not adding anything because I don't have any. Oh, unless I'm no.
Well, if your rifle's a +1, whatever your skill is, all that
Well,
stuff.
I'm not shooting.
No. All he's doing is defensive. So
Yeah,
a martial art.
Yep.
Oh, martial. Oh, yeah, I can use that. So it's just a +1, so a 7.
Okay, that's good because you just narrowly avoided being hit by one of these things. It missed you by just mere inches.
Oh shit!
They come running at you kind of like a wolf, but they attack like a crocodile, swinging upward with their head because their fangs point upward.
That is terrifying.
Trying to catch you in the crotch, and you just managed to roll out of the way.
I need that.
Nash, your shot misses. Tom's shot misses. And Duke's shot misses.
They're faster than we thought.
They're really fucking fast, and a new round begins. Everybody roll again.
Just like crocodiles, they're faster than you think.
So Nash tries to move to, like, he's shooting and moving to cover. So like if it's gonna come to him, it's like maybe it's got to go over a fallen log, or if there's a rock or something. So he's always trying to gain some positional advantage.
Gotcha.
Oh, I was supposed to roll 3 dice. Fuck. Damn it.
Well, you can roll them now.
Yeah, I fucked up the first time. All right, so that's going to be a 7.
Nice. And Reggie?
Oh, I'm opening fire from my kneeling position at the one that I just got out of the way. I rolled another 6. I
I'm going to
swear
give you a
to
+1
Christ.
on that because you're in kneeling position and right up to it.
So a +1 puts it at a 7, and then a +2 with the long gun puts it at a 9, and then the +1 from the gun puts it at a 10.
Reggie, you just blew its skull into little tiny bits.
Damn.
That you fucking wolfadile.
It like snaps down like right where the gun barrel is. And you're like, poof.
Yeah. Hey, what do you think this thing tastes like?
Nash, you hit one right in the head. It goes down.
Nice.
Tom hits one. Which one? Tom hits the third one. Fuck yes. In the head.
We are
You
on
guys
point.
are dead. Yeah, right in the center of the head. Every single one of them.
This is what I was talking about.
Bam, bam, bam.
Yeah, Nash nods like he takes a steadying breath because like that was, those things fucking came out of nowhere, and he just like nodding approval. Like you guys are on your shit. I like it.
There is a nasty, smelly little nest, and there's 3 small ones.
Oh shit! Now comes the moral test.
Well, I mean, if we're gonna we don't want to sleep here with these things here. I mean,
especially because they're gonna be rabid with vengeance.
Yeah, they're mewling around. Their eyes aren't open, but they're already biting each other.
Maybe they'll kill each other.
Yeah, really tough hides, kind of plated.
Are they? So they're not able to like leave. So like Nash would observe them for a little bit. They can't get out of the nest.
They probably could if you give them time.
Yeah, I think he just fucking pops all 3 of them.
Bam,
Like
bam, bam.
Yeah, it's a security issue. Like if we're gonna bunk down near this area,
Yeah.
is there like a cave or like an overhang, like a rocky sort of outcropping within the forest that we could sort of set around to maybe get out of the rain a little bit?
Actually, I just said you had just come around a rocky outcropping, so yes.
So he would leave. He would grab Reggie and be like, "Look, let's pull these things." No, maybe not. I was gonna say if we pull them close, the stench might keep other predators away, but any scavengers, it's probably gonna draw them in. So probably not great.
Maybe we set some traps.
Yeah, let's drag them a little bit further away to at least keep the scavengers busy. We'll post a watch. If they have tarps, they'll like stake a tarp down to break the wind. Try to make this as comfortable as it can possibly be when you're.
One good thing about the inland forest is the canopy is so dense that it shuts out most of the rain as well as most of the daylight.
Okay.
So the rain collects in cataracts and it pours through these, dead tree husks and little rivulets all over the ground. You got dense trees, groundwater, and you've noticed as you've been moving into this area the last couple hours, some of these trees have roots that come up out of the ground and wriggle around like worms.
That's one of those. That's not good.
That's probably not good. Don't fall asleep next to one of those things. They're probably looking for more than water.
Where the water has pooled up, and you actually have to climb through branches and swing across vines to get past little pools of water and shit like that. But you have found this one rocky outcropping. It's dark, and it smells horrible, but the air is calm and quiet.
So I'm assuming we've got, some sort of flashlight. So Nash would kind of like just get in and look around and make sure nothing was sleeping in here before we decide to like stake in for the night. And then if nothing's there, it stinks, but it's dry and out of the wind, so you make do with what you got.
Yep. Okay. So we set up camp, and let's see who has watch in what order.
I guess Nash would take first. Again, he's in command, so he's gonna not do anything. He's gonna take the lead on most of the stuff.
Okay. So are we going to divide the 8 hours into 4 2-hour shifts?
That way everybody gets as much sleep as they can.
Okay. Give me the order.
So Nash first, probably Duke second. We'll give Reggie. Oh fuck! Maybe we should. I don't know, because Reggie's got his nightmares and shit. Maybe I want to rethink that. Nah, fuck. We let him sleep through the night as much as he can. So Tom and then Reggie last. Then at least we all get 2 hours while he's awake.
Yeah.
So Nash, Duke, Tom, Reggie?
Yes.
Got it. All right. The night passes without any serious encounters, but you do notice some really weird things. That there's a large pool nearby you keep one eye on. And at one point during your watch, Nash, the surface of the pool is broken by a translucent disc of luminescent jelly, and you think it might be one of those amoeba things. And before you can do anything, it goes back down into the water again.
So when he wakes Duke up for his watch, he would just let him know, "Hey, watch! There might be one of those squishy things in that pool over there. Don't let it catch you."
All right, and then Reggie, during your watch, from a great distance, you hear a loud sound. It sounds like some massive creature going. Oh,
it's an ant.
It is really far away and super fucking loud.
Okay. I kind of just pay attention to the direction that it came from and just stay frosty, as Nash would say.
Okay, give me a psyche roll.
I will definitely do that for you. Straight up, no
mods.
Okay. Yeah, there's a 6 in there. I'm rolling 4 dice. There's a 6 in there.
All right. You stay frosty. You think you have a fair idea about how far away it is. It's probably just under a click due north of you, and you manage to You manage to stay frosty despite the fact that there's this weird compulsion. It makes you want to go investigate the sound. You don't know how to explain this because there's nothing logical that would make you want to leave your team behind and go investigate this sound. But you feel some weird desire tugging at you, and you resist it.
Can you imagine if I failed that roll? So that'll probably freak him out a little bit, and then, okay, yeah. Do we go to the end of the night at that point?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I was gonna lucid dream something, but we're good.
All right. So everybody gets up. It's hot and sticky already. You can barely see the sun through the canopy and the dense clouds. So even when the sun comes up, it's still dark and miserable.
Right.
All
yeah,
right.
so
we should probably talk about that night.
Algae everywhere.
There's a thing that's grunting off in the distance, and I felt an otherworldly pull to just leave you guys. I feel like I should just put that out there in case we have to stop again. Just keep that in mind, that there's strangeness and there's weird powers at work.
All right, well, we'll have to we'll keep that in mind then.
But I stayed frosty.
I like it, Deadeye.
Yeah, okay. It's it's working out so far. We're gonna keep it. We're gonna keep it for a little while longer.
Okay, so let's take the second day. Which direction are you going?
So his plan was just to move straight forward into that patch of jungle that's right there, assuming that it's probably going to be picked over pretty well because this is the most direct path.
Okay, so direction 2, like that?
Yes.
Was that the direction that the noise was coming from?
No, it was coming from due north. So
okay, so here? Do one.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's fine.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, if it had been, if you would have pointed it out, then
yeah. Okay, that's what I was asking.
So where I put the X right now, that's where you are at the end of half a day.
Yep. So we would, begin to search then, for these flowers in this area to try to make it as easy as possible. Mm-hmm. Assuming that we don't find anything, and Reggie's heard that sound, more directly north, like one direction, that they would move now to like 2.5. So the hex, which would, looking at the clock, would be like 4 or 5 o'clock.
Would we have like little heads up displays of the picture? I mean, it has like an image of the flower, and as we're scanning the forest, if it like matches up, it would light up. Do we have those?
No.
Okay.
You have pictures of the flower.
That makes sense. Yeah, so we're holding up like
kind of like sort of a night vision setting and an enhanced vision setting, the goggles in your suit, but they're not like AI.
Okay, cool. That's cool.
But it does have like a HUD, right? So like they could have an image of it up like here in like an AR VR kind of sense.
Yeah, you could be looking at it while scanning the terrain. Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
And by the way, because you're in jungle, you move a little slower, so I'm moving you back a little bit.
Okay, that's fair.
Oh yeah, we've definitely slowed down.
Okay, because in the jungle now, everything is tremendously overgrown. The breeze the wind has died down. It's more like a breeze now. High biodiversity, an amazing assortment of weird trees and plants, dark greens and bright colored flowers here and there, woods and fibers and fungus, and you find animal dung. You can't even figure out what the hell kind of animal that came from. Water everywhere, and little critters, crawling around and making all sorts of noises. Once again, you find a tall outcropping of rock. Here and there are these outcroppings of rock that go like up to or through the forest canopy. So once in a while, you get a moment where you could, if you want, climb up on top of the rock and take a look around.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I think I would send Duke up to do that. He is the where is it in a thing? The recon specialist.
The Hawkeye, if you will.
Yeah.
Okay, and here in the jungle, it has now stopped raining. So Duke goes up on top of the rock. He takes a look around. He comes back down, and he's got a rock in his hand that's like about the size of a chicken, like a medium roasting chicken.
Mm-hmm.
And it has some sort of weird symbol painted on it. It says, "I found this up on top of the hill."
What is it? You got something written on there?
It's some sort of symbol. I have no idea what it is, but it's obviously painted on there.
Would it be from the native species, the native?
One would have to guess that. It definitely it's not natural. Something painted a symbol on a rock.
Yeah. Okay.
So Nash would show it to everybody. Does this look familiar to anybody? Match any kind of pattern that you guys might know? Reg, you're good for all kind of weird information.
Duke says that has to be the Ufa people, because there's only one sentient life form on this planet. They call themselves the Ufa.
Have we seen the symbol in any of the literature about Inra that we have undoubtedly read?
No, I've actually read very little about Inra, but I do know that the people who live here call themselves the Ufa, and they're the only intelligent life forms on this planet, so I have to assume that one of them made this thing.
All right. That makes the most sense.
It's pretty far from the water, though.
Why don't we put it back?
Well, there's water everywhere, though. There's little pools and lakes and rivers. Sometimes you have to climb through the trees to cross a pool.
Yeah.
My guess is it's there for a reason, and whether it's a legitimate reason in our eyes or not, maybe we should put it back.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, don't apologize to me. I don't know. I'm just.
Right. Okay.
Are you attached to it? You're not attached. I suppose souvenir.
No, I'm sorry. It never dawned on me. We might need to leave it where it is.
You just never know. If we run into these people and you've taken some sort of sacred rock that represents one of their dead elder ancestors or whatever, they could take offense to that.
Duke looks down at the ground, nods his head. You're right. I'm so fucking stupid. He slaps his own face and he goes back up the rock.
Damn it.
He's just like, he looks at Reggie and he's like, I like your line of thinking. You said that thing called to you last night. I wonder if the rock's got some kind of fucking.
Yeah, but okay, well, all right. Well, I feel like I'm fucking up an awful lot with the things that I'm saying lately. I feel like I can't say anything. I don't want to start questioning my own the things that I say. But man, I didn't mean. Did I berate him? No, I didn't think so.
No, it's not you. I think maybe there's something with that rock. So he jumps on the comm and he's like, what? How does it look up there, Duke? You see anything else? Did you get that rock back?
I like you, Duke.
I'm putting the rock right back where I found it. I think I've got it facing. Holy shit! What is that?
Damn it! Reggie starts charging up.
You guys hear some sort of weird screech, like a pterodactyl screech or something. You can't see at the top of the hill, but he's up there on the other side of the forest canopy, and you hear a gun go off.
Damn it! Running as fast as I can.
Climbing as fast as you can.
As fast as I can.
Yeah.
With all the grace that I possess.
You make it up to the top, and you see this. It's a large serpent looking a little bit like a dragon. It has a huge, grotesque head, many fangs, it has dark obsidian eyes, and a fissure in the center of its skull, from which that shrieking noise is coming in. A terrible fucking smell. Hundreds of clawed legs wriggling along beneath its long, sinuous body. It has leapt on top of Duke, and his suit is badly ripped up.
Son of a bitch. Opening fire. Opening fire.
All right. I'm rolling for the serpent, and I'm also rolling for Duke.
It sounds like a Shadowfell quaddle.
Yeah.
Like a demonic quaddle.
All right, Reggie, give me your shot.
I am shooting. Oh my god. This is another 6. So 9.
I think Nash would pull out the fire pistol, the flash pistol, and aim for the head.
Okay, but technically it's only Reggie at the top of the rock.
No, he went too. When you said the gun went off, Nash immediately started to climb.
Okay. Okay, so I need your roll, your total. Sorry.
All right.
And Reggie, so too.
It's going to be 6, 7, 8.
We blast the thing.
And Reggie, what'd you get?
A 9.
That is a hit. Unfortunately, the thing also hits Duke a second time.
No.
Yeah, there's a large wound in Duke's left side right now. The thing has got him down, and he is unable to make a move.
Oh.
It's a new round. Here we go again.
Does the flash pistol?
By the way, Duke was wounded from the previous battle. This is his second hit. One more hit, and Duke loses consciousness.
Okay. Does the flash pistol burn into it? I mean, it's just like flavor wise, it burns into it. Like mechanical wise, it takes a hit.
No, it burns. It's it's kind of like being hit with a laser, really fast, like a wall of laser.
Okay. But it doesn't have any different effect than Reggie shooting it.
It has a burning effect.
Okay. All right. To Nash's estimation, it doesn't seem like it does anything different. So he just drops it, swings the rifle around and just pops it with the rifle in.
All right. Everybody roll again.
Reggie's going to lucid dream.
I don't think we're in a dream world.
We're not in a dream world.
We're not in a dream world.
I mean, you can, but it won't do anything.
We're not in a dream world. No, I'm opening fire.
Nash got a 9.
Nice.
7. 7 from Reginald.
You guys both hit it, and it collapses on top of Duke.
Damn it! We'll try to lift it off, to push it off.
Yeah, I'm like, go!
Come on!
Okay, Duke is laying on his back. He's holding his side. He's bleeding really bad. He's coughing up blood.
I am applying pressure.
Yeah, I'm like, let me see, let me get in there. Like he pulls the pack off, he rips open the med kit, he fucking, if it's a hole, he jams a tampon in the hole. If it's, more of like a gash, he's like, yeah, Reggie, get pressure on it. Let me get a fucking stim. Whatever it is that we have in the kit that, would immediately the fucking fake skin glue shit. Like he's all over it.
We are going into full field med.
Yeah, well, I have medic now.
Yeah, so I'm gonna want the medic roll from you. Now, here's the thing.
Love it.
Your suit actually has a medical administrator inside it.
Right.
So his suit could heal him, but his suit is now badly damaged, and you're not sure whether it will work. Plus, it would take about an hour for it to work.
Right. Could I aid him at all?
So it's good that you're applying medical attention right now.
Could I help at all, or is it more, or do I need to actually have that skill in order to help?
You may attempt helping.
Yeah, I definitely want to try to help, to try to make his role better.
So is that a brains roll, probably?
Okay, so for Reggie, I'm going to make this grace, because Nash is going to tell him where to press and where to hold to lessen the blood flow.
Yeah.
Okay, so Reggie, go ahead and make a grace roll.
I lay on hands. Hey, I got 2 6s. 2 6s. Wow. What does that do?
That is a yes, and you managed to stop the flow of blood, and you discern that his suit is still working. In fact, you can probably use some Dermaseal to seal the suit back up, and that would enable it to heal him.
Oh, Dermaseal. Need some Dermaseal. Dermaseal!
All right, hold on. We got to get him fixed up first.
Just mechanically now, what does that add to his to
That gives him +1.
Nice. All right. Cool. Nice.
Now, is medicine a brains roll?
Yes.
Okay. So 2 dice. I'll be at +2. Oh, I got a 6, so he's an 8.
John, we are nailing it.
We are on point. So much training. There's so much paperwork.
Yeah. Just
That
all
is
the paperwork we've done.
A yes and. So you managed to stabilize him, you managed to seal his wound, and what else?
Could I heal a point of his grace?
You know what? I'm going to give that to you.
Yeah,
right, so like he gives him, like he doesn't give him morphine because he needs him to stay, functional. But like he gives him like a non-narcotic painkiller. They get him stitched up. He put some ice on it. I don't know, whatever it is we got to do to like get him stable, and then just like, and then wait for him to recover.
Tape an aspirin to it.
All right. So now you guys are going to sit tight for an hour while this suit goes
hell yeah,
and it knits together. Luckily he wasn't hitting any vital organs, and you've managed to stabilize him. So all you have to do is wait for an hour. You see what happens during that hour.
Nash would like look from that rocky outcropping then to see, what's below them, what's around them, not only to look for predators, but to see, can I see orchids? Where was this stone placed? Like, did it hold this dragon thing in some weird fashion, like a magical barrier? Like he's just kind of like trying to take it all in.
Okay.
Reggie is applying moist towelettes to Duke's forehead, mopping him.
Okay, so you can see about a hex in all directions.
Okay.
From up here. You see the top of the forest canopy. You see creatures flying around up and down through the canopy. There's a bunch of weird brown lichen up here on top of the rock that has a sticky, sweet-smelling kind of a juice. You got to make sure you don't step in it because it's a little bit slippery.
Okay.
And you see off in the distance, you see what looks like a fight between two large flocks of toothed birds over territory. They're about a couple miles east of you.
Okay. If he can do like light movement, I try to just like get him under some kind of cover so we're just not like exposed on the top of this rock. If that's possible.
Well, remember that you've got the forest canopy almost a complete cover, and once in a while these rocks jut all the way up through the canopy. So you're actually above the canopy right now.
Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah.
You're probably less visible up here than you would be on the forest floor.
Okay. All right. So he takes all that
except to flying creatures, which, by the way, Duke tells you this thing came flying right at me. It's the marker has nothing to do with it. It saw me pop up here, and it just came flying right at me from the distance.
All right, dude. Just all right. Shh. Relax. Just rest.
And
sorry, I fucked up.
No, you
didn't fuck anything up. You did great. You did great.
Yeah, I assume after like the initial rush to patch him up,
Duke actually reaches up and he grabs Reggie and pulls him down to his face, and he's like, "If I hadn't taken that stone, we'd all be on our way right now."
No. Hey, you know this world. You've read all about it. This was going to happen one way or the other. It's all good, my man. We've did it. We've got to you. Unfortunately, it went a little bad, but we were able to, fix things up, and you're going to be fine. And no worries. Shh. He's petting his head.
He's like, "We're going to find those orchids, aren't we, Reggie?"
Hell yeah, we're going to find all the orchids. We're going to clear out this whole damn forest.
Nash, Nash likes the new Reggie. Like he's like satisfied. Like he's like in a good place because Reggie's like kind of, he's on point. He's got the whole thing going on. So Nash just like, yes.
Reggie loves being in the field. Being in the field.
I assume after the initial rush, if Tom hadn't scrambled up on his own, Nash would have been like, "Hey, get your ass up here, stay low." Duke's hurt. I mean, it's all happening with TACnet, I guess, so he knows what's happening.
And this is Nash's training.
Yeah.
We've gone over the scenario. Maybe not this exact scenario. Dragon attacks, but like field medic stuff. Like, oh, we got to want somebody down. We drilled the shit out of this situation.
Hell yeah.
And he feels good, right? Because like his whole history, because he had successful missions, but to end it off was really bad. So like Duke got hurt, but he's safe. We fixed him up. He's gonna have full grace back by the time this hour is up. Like we're moving forward. We're protecting ourselves. I don't say we're killing shit, but we're killing shit. But we're taking care of what we need to take care of. He's in a good spot right now.
We're not on any.
You've been on the planet for 2 days.
Yeah.
We're not in any danger of losing our timeline. We're fine. We can just sit back and get Scylla Sardacian and her fucking orchids.
All right, so let's go to day 3. Which direction are you going?
So up until this point in the 2 hexes that we've been in, we haven't seen any orchids in anywhere that we've anywhere with
not.
Okay, then probably I think due east. So to the next one there.
Actually, more like about there.
Yeah.
There's only moving 1 hex per day.
Yep.
All right, so we push on through this day. It's kind of like a terrestrial jungle, but just, really dense with some dark purple and dark green trees. Every once in a while, you have to cross a river or something. Some of those are a little bit challenging. And near the end of the day, something happens. Actually, you have, it is after the end of the day. You've gone ahead and you've set up camp. So you've made it all the way through the day without another encounter. You're like here on the map. And you hear human voices just a couple 100 feet away.
So
fucking down.
Yeah, like Nash would be like, wave his hands, down, point to his ear, listen, weapons out, kind of, try to gauge where they're coming from, maybe creep forward a little bit, try to get eyes on it. Pulls out the binoculars, starts fucking army crawl in the direction.
Who's got the best? Who's got the stealth? I've got a +1 stealth skill.
I have a +1 as well.
Okay, are you going out toward them to investigate, or are you just looking around?
Imagine just to get eyes on them, just to see what we're dealing with.
Yeah, I think Nash would move forward, but like either low crouch or like army. Like if they're a half a mile away, he's not going to army crawl. But if it sounds like they're like 100 yards away, then he would be low army crawl. He'd have binoculars out. He would move 10 feet, stop, look, see what he can see, see what he can hear.
Give me a stealth roll. That's grace plus stealth.
All right. Got to remember to roll that extra die. Oh, that's not so great. So that's going to be a 4 total with my +1.
All right. So you're maneuvering what you think is stealthily through the underbrush when you hear somebody shout out, "Hey, who goes there?"
Shit.
And you look around a tree, and there's a guy with a gun pointed at you. He's a well-built blonde guy with short hair, and behind him is a one-eyed, pointy-eared dude with like slightly green skin, wearing red robes.
It's a Githyanki.
Do we see each other? Like he sees me crawling?
You guys see each other at the exact same moment, and he raises his gun and he goes, "Who goes there?"
So I guess they can hear that, and he says, so he's kind of like on his elbows, so he's like, he holds on to the binoculars with one hand, he puts his other hand up, and he's like, we're I'm a day tripper. We heard voices. I heard a voice. So
he puts his gun back in its holster and he comes forward smiling. He's like, a fellow day tripper. He extends his hand. Mark Forepaw is my name.
Yeah, so
you're here hunting orchids, aren't you?
Yeah, he kind of like looks around and he's like, yeah, we got an order. You know how it goes.
I don't know how it goes, but I'm gonna find me some orchids. It's all for the woman I love. Listen, you guys don't happen to know where there's some orchids around here, do you?
We haven't. So when he says for the woman he loves, Nash's like, his smile droops a little bit, and then when he asks where they are, he's like, I haven't seen anything. We've been crawling around here, attacked by friggin' spiders and all this other stuff. I haven't seen anything. Which way did you come from? We don't want to. So like he'll point like, oh, we were here and here. Like he'll pull it up on the map and be like, oh, we checked in these areas. Where did you come from? We don't want to. Let's not cover the same ground.
Oh, me and Gunga here, we were just heading back to the trading post to try to figure out which direction to go next. We've searched this whole area. You're like completely in the wrong place here. This section of the forest is clean. So, yeah, we're heading back to the trading post, probably reconnoiter for a day or two, and then head back into the jungle again.
Yeah, did you come in that way? There was no ship over there.
Oh, my ship is orbiting. It's going to meet me when I call it.
Oh, gotcha. All right. Well, we've got the good spot.
You guys, this is your first time here, huh?
Yeah. Well, we got here. The dome was down. All the power was out. The grid was down.
The power's out?
Yeah. Well, it's rigged up to our ship right now. I mean, I've got the field back up, but it's temporary. I mean, when we bail, that's it's at the hydrogen tanks.
I heard there was supposed to be a brand new shipment of hydrogen canisters.
Hasn't come in. I mean, if nobody was here I don't know. Tanks were empty.
Actually, if you recall, the hydrogen canisters were marked full, but they were actually empty.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. He's like, yeah, I think the delivery crew screwed them over. The tanks were marked as full, but there wasn't nothing in them.
Our ship.
And it's running off of your power right now?
Well, yeah.
You guys mind if me and Gunga use some of your power?
Oh God.
I mean, it's set up just to run, the dome at the moment and the power grid. The repeller.
Well, I got to head back there, and if the only source of power is your ship, I don't know what else to say.
Yeah. I mean, if you need to get in and you're going to crash at the dome like that, that's fine.
Oh, you're saying it's fun? Well, all right then. I'll tell you what. Let's make an agreement, okay? Now, me and Gunga, we've been here for a couple days looking around this general area, and I tell you, we found nothing. So we're going to need to go further inland, all right? But let's divvy up the forest so that we don't search in the same area. That sounds fair, doesn't it?
Yeah. So where were you at again?
Okay, so what he's saying is he's basically searched this whole area where you guys are at. Pretty much the whole area where you guys have been is where he has been.
Okay.
And neither of you has found anything. So you see over to the right, direction 2 and 3, the forest gets a bit thicker, and he's suggesting that we sort of split that area up.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
like
that Nash was
the northern half closer to the mountains, and the other one takes the southern half closer to the shore, or something like that.
Yeah. That's fine. So I'm assuming that the team can hear it. So if no one dissents, if nobody's talking in my ear, he would agree to that. I mean, that was the direction that we were going to move.
Mark is rather adamant that he get the northern route then, because as he explains to you, says, this must be your first time here, but what we usually do is we set the ship on autopilot, and then we go through the jungle and then up to the mountains where your ship picks you up, so you don't have to go back again. That's what I'm doing. So so I'm going to take the north half of the jungle. That way I'll be closer to the mountains when I need to call my ship.
Ish, who are these guys? Who are these guys?
So he holds a finger up to Mark, and he kind of like turns to take a couple of steps away, and he's like, "That's another day tripper. He's working with the natives, I guess. He worked the same area that we were in, hasn't found anything."
Is that what he said?
I mean, that's what he said.
And Gunga, by the way, the green-skinned, one-eyed alien, he's like agreeing vehemently with everything that Forepaw says. No find nothing. We don't find nothing.
So Nash wants to make a psyche roll, a psychology roll to kind of like read this guy. Then.
Okay, go ahead and give me a psychology roll.
Don't tell them that we're back here.
I got a 4 total.
You got nothing.
Yeah. So he's just like
this guy. Right. According to his story, he's an athlete. Actually, he's a soccer player back on Earth. He's just about to graduate, but he's also engaged, and he wants to get an Inranian Orchid for his fiancée. That's the whole reason he's here.
Does the name sound familiar to a lot? Nash doesn't watch TV and shit. Probably not.
Mark Forepaw? No, it doesn't ring a bell.
Yeah.
College player.
Yeah, then he definitely would have no idea.
Faux pas.
Yeah, I mean, he's like, all right, that's fine. I guess let us know if you find anything. I mean, we're gonna stay out here. We're already.
I know he's just kind of looking at you incredulously.
He's like, hey, we've been out here for like 3 days already.
Well, you don't imagine this is going to be easy. That's why people give their lives for these things. That's why they're so expensive.
Yeah, well, it never is.
Well, listen, you guys, I want to thank you for the power. I don't know what me and Gunga would have done without the resistor field, because it's pretty nasty out there on the coast. But a couple more days, and we'll be back in the jungle again. We're going to stay up to that northern side. So listen, scouts on them, okay? If you guys stay to the south, I'll stay to the north, and my word is good.
Yeah, no, that's fair. You were here first, so I guess you get to claim first rights.
May the better man find his orchid. Come on,
maybe
Gunga.
we both find some orchids.
Gunga gathers up their stuff, and Mark slaps him on the shoulder and says, "Let's go. I'm going to beat you at chess again." Gunga says, "You win every time."
So not teaching him the rules correctly.
Yeah. So he walks back over, and he's like, I mean, we're kind of heading out this way. I mean, I don't care if he takes the north. I mean, we got just as much.
He's heading the other direction right now. He's going back to the trading post.
Yeah. So it would take him at least 2 days to get back.
Mm-hmm.
So he sits with the crew, and he's like,
I feel like they might steal our ship.
Well, so so they're gonna have that conversation. It's like, look, I'm sure you guys heard, the power's already running. If they're just looking to operate the field and the dome, whatever, it's running already anyway. I'm assuming they have some kind of like link, via the PDA or whatever. I mean, they locked the ship down before they left. But he would just double check that, all the sensors were up. It's like having an alert to your cell phone when somebody breaks into your house.
Yeah.
Not that we could get there in time, I guess, but whatever. They had to get here. I'm assuming they have their own ship. So, but I'm okay with giving them the north. We have just as much of a chance of finding these things down here as up there. I mean, we don't have any intel that says otherwise. I mean, like, so then he'll pull out like the PDA and like pull them up to see like, does it have a preferred range, or would they already have that like in a dossier, like, oh, they prefer lowlands, they prefer rocky terrain, they prefer.
What it says is that they grow deep in the abysmal jungle.
Okay. So then, yeah, I think we continue kind of,
monitoring the ship, though, like any readouts from the ship.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, and by the way, you are right now just like at the perimeter of your broadcast range. After today, you will not be able to reach the ship anymore.
And we can't even put the thing into orbit because it's hardwired to the thing. Like, we've got a wire running from our ship to power the grid and the dome.
Yep.
So it's not like we could radio control and be like, all right, Marduk, take off and, be on station.
Well, yeah, it would rip that power cable out.
Yeah. So he asked the crew then, what do you guys think? I mean,
could they take the ship though? Don't they need to have like? Don't I have some sort of an imprint with Tiamat? This is the same ship.
Yeah. The chance of someone else being able to steal your ship is like almost nil.
Okay. All right, then he.
All right. Okay. So I'm overemphasizing that point. If he would feel like it's extremely difficult to do that.
Well, first off, the ship is locked. He would have to get in. Next off, he would have to convince Tiamat that he had the authorization to give it commands.
Well, so if we're at the edge of range,
he'd have to be a hacker in two different ways.
Yeah. So if we're at the edge of range, then I mean, I guess Nash could fire off or if Reggie was more concerned, Reggie could fire off a message to Tiamat and be like, "Hey,
stay frosty."
Yeah. Well, just let the ship know then that two people are coming back and will be using the dome because it's like it's a legit AI. Like it,
Yeah. Oh, Tiamat. Just to let you know, there's a couple of blokes. There's a couple of fellas coming back to use the dome. Just so you know, it's okay, but they are not to go anywhere near you.
Keep Summer safe.
Yes. Yes,
okay,
Tiamat. Yes.
Right. So Tiamat updates its database and informs you that such has been done.
I appreciate you very much.
So we would do, same thing, like, have night watches, the whole 9 yards. We would move. So if you label the hexes 1 through 6, we would be so we would be heading out 3 if the top was 1. So kind of at 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock from where we are right now, which is kind of splitting the middle. I don't know, it's semantics as far as that guy's concerned, but it says deep. So I don't want to be south of where we are. I want to be further in.
This is so weird. This guy, they were going back
here?
to the...
Yes, sir.
From here to here?
Yes.
Then they were coming back to do the north side?
Yeah, so they were... I'm trying to point at my screen. You can't fucking see it. From directly
what he said is they're going back to just sort of like reconnoiter, like to get their energy up again, because they've been out here for 3 days and found nothing. They were a little discouraged. They're going back to the dome. They're going to hang for a bit, get their shit together, eat, and then come back out and look again.
Yeah, so they're 3 more days in, so they're going to be just in the same state they were in the first place.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they could theoretically go low, coastal forest, and then the lowland forest, and then break through as opposed to coming out and around like we did, which might be a little faster. But whatever. Yeah, so we're moving down.
And that's true, by the way. When they take off, they're going more of a number 4, direction 4.
Yeah. All right, yeah. So we would just keep on trucking.
All right. So we take watch over the night. I'm assuming the same order as before.
Yeah, that would just be our standard then.
We are still in the jungle. Actually, it's a really quiet night. The only sound you hear is the sporadic chatter of those toothed birds off in the distance, and it stops raining for hours in a row.
Nice.
Who notices this? Nash, you go off to take a leak during your watch, and you notice these giant blue fungus pods. They're like up to 2 feet in diameter, oblong in shape, and there's a few of them scattered around. You didn't notice them before. They have sort of a dry, mossy quality to them, like they're the only dry thing around here.
Mm-hmm. Are they bioluminescent?
No, they're just a light-colored blue pod. And you notice one of them looks like it's been like half burned, like literally burned in half. And this, you're looking around. You can see this is where Mark Forepaw and Gunga kept their camp. So you put 2 and 2 together, and you realize they were burning these things.
Yeah. So he's not sure if they were trying to eat them or if they were like using them for illumination. They didn't burn all of them, so you wouldn't deem them a threat then necessarily, or else they would have scorched them all, I suppose.
That's a logical assumption.
I kind of want to go over and poke it with a stick, but I don't know that he would do it. I think he would just make a mental note and then let them know in the morning.
Okay.
That, it found, evidence of Mark passing through. It looks like they were burning this fungus. Not sure exactly why. I don't know if maybe you guys want to grab some. It might be, again, something that can be used. And he looks at Reggie for medical purposes.
Nice. Oh, yeah.
And there are no other encounters that day.
Do you want to grab stuff, Reggie, or what do you want to do?
I mean, I'm kind of cool with my... I'll grab whatever you want me to grab, but I don't need... unless we're finding orchids, Yeah,
no, I hear you. I just,
But you can use me as a pack mule if you want to gather up more things. I'll carry whatever.
How big are the fungus? Like size of a baseball, size of a cabbage?
The smaller ones are like a softball, and the bigger ones are like 2 feet across.
Yeah,
2 feet across.
It could be the same situation as the venom sacks that I've got. We can bring some of this stuff back. I'll carry whatever you want.
Crumbly texture, like that stuff that florists stick flowers in. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like foam, sort of a crunchy foam.
Yeah.
Yeah, it tastes kind of like cardboard. Wait, what?
Yeah, so yeah, you know what? Let's grab a couple of the smaller ones. We'll seal them in bags. We'll mark the location.
We can always come back, right?
Well, no saying we're going to come back through this way. They're like right over there.
Oh, right, yeah.
Okay, so you guys are grabbing a couple blue fungus pods?
Yep. Nash would like throw a rock at it first to make sure like tentacles didn't whip out of it or whatever.
Oh, okay. Yeah, when you throw a rock at it, it goes poof, and it sort of breaks into dust.
Oh, that's the spores. It's releasing
that's
spores.
not good. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Let's pass on
Yeah,
that.
that's not. That's a pretty good test, though. Maybe we just throw rocks at everything we see, and if it releases a bunch of spores, we'll just kind of steer clear.
Yeah, I mean the suit probably filters that out, but you know what? Let's leave that.
Yeah, better safe than sorry.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, this ain't no asparagus walk. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Remember? Yeah.
All right. So he bails on the whole idea then.
Okay. So now we're gonna
Good idea, though. It was good. You know,
we're gonna push through to day 4, and you guys are moving what kind of like a 3 direction.
Yeah.
South. Yeah.
Right where your cursor would be. More towards the center.
Right here?
Yeah. Because that's about. I mean, that's just about as deep.
Almost halfway. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're looking for deep in the forest, so here you are. Okay, so this is day 4.
Yep. So it's deep, it's dark, it's humid. You know, he's hoping this is like all the right conditions now. And he marks it on the map, so like I guess he didn't exchange PDA information with the other guy, but like he can clearly show his route that, hey, I left this whole fucking outer edge for you.
Okay, so I'm going to take this purple marker and I'll put it right here where you marked the map.
Okay.
And let's see what happens this day. We have encountered during the daytime. Oh, it's those toothed birds. Here they come. Whoa, you've walked into the territory of a flock of these birds. There's like 20 of them.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, they are darting angrily around your heads and making these screeching noises. They have razor-sharp, saw-like edges on the backs of their legs. They try to past your head and scrape you with their legs as they're going by. They're like dive bombing you en masse, and I need everybody to start rolling whatever you're going to do.
There's 20 of them. I mean, I guess Nash would try to fucking dodge. How big are the birds?
About a foot and a half across.
So like a raven.
Yeah.
Ish size.
Yeah. They got these long legs though, with spiky teeth on the back of their legs, and they sort of swoop down and kick with their feet and try to scratch you up.
Oh, damn it.
Fuck. I guess like Nash would just try to move evasively and try to move. So like if we're walking straight and all of a sudden they all fucking swoop down, like his thought would be like maybe there's a nest, so let's like go around to the right and try to like get some distance away.
All right, I want you to give me a survival roll.
All right, I have survival forest. Does that count, or is this a jungle? Okay. Oh fuck! I got a 3.
Ah shit.
Okay, well you have not evaded them, so we'll be handling a little bit of combat in a moment. But you have figured one thing out. You've seen a couple different flocks of these birds now, and they seem to like war over territory in this area. And from what you know of forest survival, that sort of indicates the absence of large carnivores, the fact that large flocks of birds can live here. So for what it's worth, good news, probably no large carnivores in this area.
All right.
Well, that's good.
Okay, so now I need action time though. Everybody's got to start shooting or running or something.
Shooting.
All right, we're shooting. Everybody roll dice.
I'm still evading.
Oh, that's not a 6.
Could I throw athletics into that?
Yes.
Okay, I actually get 3 for might, so I'm going to roll another die. So I get 6 total.
Wait, is your attempt to attack or defend right now?
I'm defending. So he's like juking and moving and trying to get away.
Okay, good. Everybody roll.
6 for me.
8. I didn't roll a 6 this time. Just roll a 5.
Nash, a couple of them hit you in the head, but they don't scratch your suit. You shoot one of them, it goes down. These things seem pretty easy to kill. So, Nash, you've just killed one. Reggie, what'd you roll?
An 8.
Reggie, you are firing away, and you've killed 2 of them.
Yeah.
Duke kills 1. Tom kills 1. That's 4 down. And the only one who's done any damage is the one on Tom. Tom has been hit. 2 of these birds have grabbed onto his arm. They're biting and scratching at his suit. That can't be good.
No.
Not at all.
New round. Everybody roll dice.
Shit.
All right, Nash says fuck it. Opens up full auto.
Yeah. Just same for Reggie. Just spraying.
I got a 7.
Ooh. I got a 7
By the way,
too.
these things they're not fighting very hard, and they're not very smart. They seem to be trying to intimidate you more than actually do damage. Even the 2 that are on Tom have not managed to actually do a point of damage yet.
Okay. So we got a pair of
Reggie,
7s
your roll
between
was
us.
what?
Yeah. 7s.
Reggie, you take out another one.
Get out of
Just
here.
as it swings past your head. Nash, what was your roll?
7.
Oh my. Nash, you've taken out 2 of them.
Nice.
And this is a yes and. Go ahead.
I was going to say that it takes out another one, so their numbers diminish. Like they're kind of stupid, but like just the incessant hammer of the firearms just kind of like gets them to scatter.
Yeah.
I think you're right. They have scattered.
Cool. Like they don't go far. Like they're just in the tree. Like
They go up and a little bit of ways.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
So
there are 6 of their dead companions on the forest floor.
So he's like, everybody okay? Report in. Any injuries?
Tom is checking his suit. No, I think I'm good.
We want to get some sealant on that. Is it torn too bad?
No. I got anything to worry about from these chickens.
All right, cool. Let's move. Let's try to get out of this territory. Move a little away from them. We don't have to bother with that shit coming back.
All right. Well, it looks like their territory is kind of like the south part of where you just came wandering into this. They're like a little bit south of you. So you may want to veer north a little bit.
Okay.
And it's about the end of the day, so you probably want to set up camp too.
Yeah.
Yeah. When he knows that it's starting to get kind of on towards that time of the day, Nash would be on the lookout for a suitable spot for them to hole up for the night. Defensive, whether it's not necessarily a rocky outcropping, but maybe like a tight stand of trees, a depression in the earth, anything that would provide good cover, good base of operation.
Yeah, you find a big hollowed out tree trunk. It's like 5 feet across, but it's died from rotting from the inside, and so it's like a big hollow shell leaning up against a boulder.
Okay.
You've got cover. You can get inside there, cover from the rain.
Cool.
And that is the end of day 4. So let's see what happens over the night. Reggie, while you're on watch, you see one of those big, those long dragon-like web serpents, the thing that attacked Duke earlier. You see 2 of them go flying by overhead. They look like they're hunting. So you're on edge for a little while.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm looking out big time for them.
But they don't seem to see you, and they move on, and the night passes. And now it's the next day. Beginning of day 5. Where are we going to go?
I mean, he looks at the map and he's like, "What do you guys think? Towards in a mechanical sense, towards 3. He would say like, southeast. If we were considering the top of the map north.
Yeah. So like that.
Yeah. I mean, unless anybody has a dissent.
Reggie, are you preparing to say something or what?
No. I'm sorry. No.
I thought I heard some vacillation there.
Yeah, no, I was thinking because we're just kind of we're just going to continue moving in that direction, right? And we're still not finding any orchids.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I assume that we're in a search pattern, so like we're close together, so that we have firing arcs, we have covering, covering lanes of fire and all that kind of stuff. But we're searching around whether or not that's with any digital thing or any kind of like AI stuff. Like if the camera can I guess you would ask before if the camera would be able to pick that out. Yeah, I mean,
you can go ahead and give me a brains roll. Both of you guys can do that.
All right.
All you got to do is beat 3.
Oh, I got a 5.
Me too, 5.
All right. Well, in fact, you've met one of them. You're not the only people who come here looking for these orchids. And you also know that the coordinates of the trading post are the same coordinates that everybody uses. So it kind of stands to reason that the nearest terrain to the trading post is probably the most cleared out.
Yeah. Maybe what we should have done was make a beeline straight up and hooked in from the backside between those 2 mountain ranges.
Jesus.
I mean, it's kind of late for that now.
Well, we could always loop around the mountain range that we're coming up against here.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, if we just keep moving the way that we're moving.
Yeah, 2 more days, you'll be rounding that southern mountain.
Yeah. And we could always go back along the coast if we find them. The hike will be a hell of a lot easier.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
seems good to me.
Okay.
Keep moving.
3, 4, 5. Okay, so this is the end of day 5. Make a note here. Okay, so now on day 6, I imagine you're going the same direction. 3.
Yeah, yeah. If we still haven't found anything, yeah.
Okay, down to here. Okay, today has been a really, really quiet day. And just as you guys are setting up camp, Tom goes, "Hey, look over there." And he's pointing underneath a squat tree with these broad purple leaves. And underneath it, you see a clump of orchids.
Oh,
nice catch.
Just like, there they are. Look.
Yeah.
Just start hacking at them.
Yeah, so like, so what would be the protocol? Do we have to like dig them out and put them in a pot? Can we cut them? Like, I'm assuming they would tell us they would have told us.
Yeah, what you want to do is dig out the entire root system, which you'll end up with something about the size of a football of dirt for each flower, and you want to put that inside a sterile bag or container. They will, like I told you before, they actually last quite a long time.
Okay, so I'm assuming we've got just like a shit ton of plastic bags.
A bunch of specimen bags, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and there are 7 flowers here.
Sweet. All right. So yeah, he breaks out the little, army shovel, and he's like, all right, let's, we'll get to digging. Duke, why don't you stay on Overwatch? We'll make sure nothing sneaks up on us.
You got it.
If it's super hard to dig, maybe we'd switch out. I assume it's not going to be terribly
it's
difficult.
Really easy. The soil is wet and moist.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are now the owners of 7 Inranian Orchids. That's 7 megabucks you're holding right there.
Whoa!
All right, so after they're done, Nash kind of brushes his hands off and shit, and he's like, all right, you guys want to push one more day, see if we can't find a mother lode? Because we're in the area now. I mean,
well, we got to split this 7 megs 4 ways. Is that what's going on? You know what? You're captain. This is up to you, really, not me.
Yeah, let's round the horn. That'll put us down by the coast. I mean, we're gonna go back that way anyway. Let's take one more. These things should hold up. Let's see what we can find.
All right, we are now heading into day 6, and we are rounding the horn. So we're here now.
Yes, sir.
Come around to the south end of that mountain. Let me see what happens on day 6. You know what? No encounters on day 6. So you end the day near another of those big rock outcroppings, just at the bottom of the foothills. So you can get up here and you can see on top of the nearest mountain.
Okay. Yeah, Nash would go up himself this time.
Okay, when you get up on top of the outcropping, is everybody going up?
Probably keep a buddy system situation going on.
Do you want to come up with me then? Yeah. So Reggie and I go up.
All right. Now this one, like I told you before, some of these outcroppings are covered with that kind of slippery juice. This one's really covered with it, so you guys are going to have to make a grace roll.
Okay. I don't think I have anything to throw with that, so
I'll give you athletics.
Oh, all right. I got a 7 then.
Okay, no problem. Reggie?
Oof. 4.
All right, you both make it up without incident, and from here you can see that nearest mountain peak, right? That's about 20 miles to the north, and as the clouds part just for a moment, you look at each other to make sure you both saw this. There's a glint, a reflection of something up on the very peak of that mountain, like glass, like sunlight hit glass and bounced off of it just for a moment. There's something shiny at the top of that mountain.
Did you see
that?
Like Nash puts his hand up, he squints, he's looking.
Was it something shiny up there?
Something big, yeah.
Yeah, he roots around, looks for the binoculars, tries to, look again, see if he can't get a bead on it.
You only see it once in a while because the clouds are really thick and there's a lot of rain in that direction. Yeah, but if you watch for a minute, you see another glint. There is definitely something shiny on top of that mountain. It looks like it might be made of glass, it's the size of maybe a vehicle, not a real big vehicle. It's bigger than a man.
Well,
you can't. It's far away, and you're looking through rain and clouds, and it's only when the conditions are just right that you catch light glinting off of this thing, and then it's gone again.
I wonder if I wonder if that guy found what he was looking for. Mark. Maybe that's his ship. It's probably a ship.
Mark Faux Pas.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, you can't really do much about it right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's not bothering us any.
No.
So nothing else happens on day 6, and you don't find any other orchids. So what about day 7? Where are you going to go?
So Nash is getting hooked now. Like, we've had a couple of quiet days. Everything's going good. He pulls Reggie off to the side and he's like, I think we should head up, northeast, relative. So like number 2 mechanically.
Yeah.
Maybe we follow that around, and then just make a beeline straight back down to the coast if we can find something. I mean, we're already here, right? I mean,
yeah. I mean,
more megas is good for everybody, right?
Not like we're, turning around at this moment. I mean, we should press on, just get as much as we can.
Right. Yeah. I say we do it.
Let's do it.
It's like Russian roulette.
Yeah. Will our ship be there? Will it be destroyed? Will it?
No, I'm more concerned about the encounters than I am about the ship
right? Because they're just going to keep coming.
All right. Late in the next day, we have another encounter. This is you're just setting up your camp, and Nash, you see it first. It's one of those web serpents. It's coming this way.
Damn it. So rifle up. And it's like, everybody on point. We got a fucking dragon.
Everyone's there, Frosty. Weapons out.
Serpent, where's my serpent? I need to find my paper.
Yeah, it's like everybody has their weapon. If it's not slung rear, it's like right next to what they're doing. I mean,
all right, we got a dragon coming this way. It was flying overhead when it noticed your camp, and it starts circling and coming down toward you. So you guys have time to get ready. You can all draw your weapons before it comes at you.
Yep.
And it swoops down suddenly, heading for Duke.
They got a taste for him.
He's at the back. He's at the back of the group. Yeah, for some reason these things like Duke.
All right, well, I got a 9.
Everybody roll.
Like, Nash lines up a shot. He's fucking tracking it as it's coming in, and just like.
Reggie,
9 for Reggie.
9?
Mm-hmm.
Fucking awesome. Reggie, you have hit it. Nash, you also hit it. And it hits Duke.
Fuck.
Damn it, Duke.
Yeah, this thing swoops right down. It's on top of him. It's got hundreds of little clawed legs that they're grabbing him. It's got these webbed flaps of skin that it starts flapping. It's trying to lift him up off the ground, and it can't quite lift him up off the ground, but it's trying. He has taken a point of grace damage, and right now cannot fire.
Oh,
Tom's shot misses. New round.
All righty.
Everybody roll again.
Yes. I got another 9. So Nash runs up closer because he doesn't want to hit Duke, and just like right near its head's like.
Nice.
That was a 9?
Yes.
Oh, you just severed its head from its neck.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And once again, the body of a web serpent falls on top of Duke.
Man, I hope these things weren't endangered. Oh shit, Duke!
How big are they?
Oh, it's like 15 feet long, but it's only about as thick as a man, a fairly thick man.
Okay, so but he's not gonna tow it off. So he kind of like, shoulders in and like fucking pushes it off of him, and he's like, "How you feeling?"
Like I shouldn't have come on this mission.
You're fine. You're fine. He like grabs his, puts his hand out, grabs him, pulls him up.
I think it dislocated my shoulder.
Fuck.
I'm gonna need healing again.
Come here, yeah. This is gonna hurt like a motherfucker.
All right, you got to do your first aid roll.
All right. No, pair of 5s, so it'll be a 6.
Ooh, yeah. Okay, you succeeded in resetting his shoulder. Pop.
So he like gets in and he kind of like rubs him a little bit and it's kind of like cracks it in there.
And then Duke goes over and he just starts kicking the thing over and over and over again.
So Nash like looks
Fuck
over.
You fucking lizard bird.
He pulls out his combat knife and he just like hands it over. Like he just puts his hand out, extends it to him if he wants to like just hack at it.
He just starts hacking it into pieces.
Yeah.
He's like, fuck you over and over again.
Hey, would you cut off a shank out of that thing? We'll eat that motherfucker.
Yeah.
That'll teach him. A little tit for tat, Duke.
Oh man, yeah. You guys want to eat this thing? I'm not so sure.
He's just throwing it out there.
Actually, we have heard that some of the life forms on this planet are edible and kind of tasty.
No harm in trying it, right?
Yeah, try a little bit, a little taste.
Oh, let's cook some of that shit up.
Fuck yeah.
We do.
So Nash will like start collecting up some twigs and shit. He's got the fire pellet, so he'll just like get a nice little fire going.
Reggie starts separating the carapace from the under delicious meats.
Tom has an idea, and he goes over to one of those blue, like football-sized fungus pods.
Mm-hmm.
He takes one of the fire pellets, and he puts it on top of the fungus pod, and then he drops a drip of water onto it. The fire pellet starts burning. The fungus pod starts burning. And you know what? It actually gives a nice-sized little flame, and it burns for about half an hour.
Nice.
It lights the campsite well enough to eat by.
Cool. How does the dragon taste?
You know what? That's not bad.
It tastes like chicken. Well, and we're using a lot of rations. We're expending a lot of energy, so it's good supplementation. And then we can let them know, like, hey, if you're here, you can eat the dragons. If you kill them, it's pretty tasty.
You know what? You raise an interesting point, because I told you had 2 weeks of rations, and you're now 7 days out.
Mm-hmm.
If you turned around right now and took the same path back, it would take 7 days to get back. But you can actually make it back quicker. Via the coast.
Yeah, that's the plan.
4, 5. You can make it back in 5.5 days.
Right.
So unless you start foraging for your own food, you're gonna have to start thinking about turning around within a day or two.
Well, there's some. 15 feet. There's a lot of meat on this guy.
There is a lot of meat on this guy. This guy can feed you for a couple days.
Yeah, we're not gonna stay here for a couple days, but we could cook more than we need tonight. We have all the bags and stuff.
I think maybe you should do that.
Yeah. So we kind of hunk and try it. And we're like, damn, it's pretty fucking good. So Nash goes back and just like starts ripping like half a flank down. He's like, all right, let's, we're getting low on supplies. We're 7 days. We probably want to make maybe one more push before we head back. So let's, we got a lot of good protein here. Maybe keep your eyes out for some berries and shit. Like, I don't know if we would know what was edible. Like, he would be reticent to eat plants, just because they could be poisonous. I don't know if we have any way to know.
Yeah.
But animal meats should be good. So, be like when they did the, Lewis and Clark were eating a lot of tongue and beef fat and
so much cannibalism, so much.
All right. Okay, so that is the end of day 7. We're now heading into day 8, and which direction are we going to go?
I think directly up north 1 to that last spot, or if we go in direction 2, that gives us a clear open line back down into the coast. Because if we go up, then we got to come back through jungle or we got to go out jungle. If we go 2, we take our last shot, see what we can find. If not, we make a beeline straight for the coast and out.
Sound good? Boop. That puts you here.
Yep.
All right. Searching that day.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, you found some orchids.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. You guys have found 8 orchids growing in a bunch.
Hell yeah.
And once again, they were near the big hollowed out husk of a sort of a rotted tree. So apparently they grow well where there's other vegetable material rotting.
Mm-hmm. All right, sweet. So I'm assuming that's like a whole day.
That is almost a whole day, but after you've set up camp, there is another encounter.
All right.
You guys are sitting around camp and you're talking to each other when you hear a voice shout out, "All of y'all step back, leave the orchids where they are, and you won't be harmed."
So like Nash just like looks to Reggie and the other guys like, fuck. They're already dug up. Like there's nothing in the ground. So he's like, and you might be.
There's a moment of hesitation, and then the voice, which sounds pretty young, says, "We're the forces that are surrounding you. If you don't leave the orchids where they are and pull out, you're going to be seriously overwhelmed."
He just sighs because like they have guns, like the guns are right next to them. Like it's just not.
Yeah.
He's like, you guys are making a mistake, so I'll give you one chance to leave because I'm gonna fucking kill you, and we're gonna take the orchids anyway. So he holds up his hand at 5, one finger down, he's at 4. One finger down, he's at 3, and then he just drops it, grabs the gun, and brings it up to his shoulder.
And then you hear scrambling and, "No, get out, run," coming from the bush. And you see them. It's 2. They look like they must be 20 years old. It's 2 kids with backpacks, and they drop down out of the trees and they run away.
Oh my god.
I mean, I guess they'll be dead.
Yeah.
and then he kind of sits back a little bit and he's like, I wonder if they came out of that glint that we saw. I wonder if that was their ship. Could they be that stupid?
It was 2 days ago. That would put them in about the right place.
Dumb bastards.
I think yes, they can be that
Well,
stupid.
now you're going to have to keep an extra eye on your camp all fucking night.
Yeah. So maybe we do 2 guys. We do 4-hour shifts.
Yeah.
Buddy system.
Yeah. If there's more of those, so we would have like, I would imagine, and we haven't established, but I would assume there's like IR and all that kind of shit, either in the suit or we have like,
yeah.
Mm-hmm. So we're as long as we're paying attention.
Yeah, you guys you've got infrared, you've got night vision, you've got HUDs and auto aim.
Yeah, so he would as it got darker, he'd be like, all right, we're gonna let the fire burn out. We'll take 2 shifts, 4 hours. Keep your IR up. I don't want them sneaking up on us. It's just 2 of them. If you let some 20-year-old kid shoot you in the dark, I think we have to reevaluate the squad situation.
Yeah. Okay. So who has the first watch then?
So I guess it would be me and Duke since we're usually 1 and 2.
All right. Nash and Duke, you have your first watch. 4 hours goes by without incident. And you wake up Tom and Reggie. Tom and Reggie, you have your watch, and you get the suspicion that you're being watched. You never get a bead on them, but you feel like those kids are lurking just outside the perimeter of your field of vision. Like you don't trust it. And just before morning, you hear that sound. And Reggie, I want you to make a psych roll.
My man. 6.
Nice.
So you have no problem at all. But then you look up and you see Tom, and he has stood up and dropped his gun, and he started walking in the direction of the sound.
This is that thing. No, Tom, no! No, Tom.
He's just wandered right out of camp. And you know what? We're going to stop right there.
Oh
no.
Yeah.
Not Tom.
Yeah, Tom has just got up and wandered out of camp. Now you'll get to decide how you want to respond, because you got Tom walking out of sight. At the same moment, you also know that those two kids are somewhere nearby.
Oh God.
Well, I mean, would he be able to get out of camp? I mean, if they're both awake together, like if Tom got up and like started to walk away, wouldn't Reggie just like?
Well, yeah, I'm sure he'd do something.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Tackle the shit out of him.
All right.
And the frame I'm going to freeze on is Tom with this weird transfixed look on his face, just wandering out of camp like, I must go see.
Yes.
And Reggie behind him reaching out going, Tom!
No, Tom!
Nice.
Jesus.
Cool.
Well, that was great.
That was a lot of fun. So we're playing DayTrippers in every modality that we possibly can. We have hexcrawl with drama system, like normal, regular RPG stuff, narrative style.
Versatile system.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You can find this at DayTrippersRPG.com. I think there's a link in the show notes there. Just check this out. So if you enjoy these games, definitely check it out. The PDF's like $15 maybe. It's not like a super expensive book.
The core rules is $5.
$5 on a PDF. See, there you go. Definitely get in and get that. It's a lot of fun to play. You get some weird sci-fi stuff. You jump to dream worlds and all kinds of crazy things. Create piss waves.
Yes. Ride them like a with a surfboard.
I'm going to go ahead and give you guys the experience for today right now. Because I have it all tallied up here. So Nash, that's 11 for you.
Wow.
Yeah, and Reggie, 6, 10, 13.
That's what I should have. 13.
Yep.
Nice. Thank you.
Oh, I got a shitload of XP to spend.
How many do you have?
24.
Nice.
Whoa. Yeah, you're gonna be doing some leveling up.
Yeah, I don't. So do we? And we don't have to do this on air necessarily, but do we want to revisit like a squad tactics skill scenario? Like I said before in the thread, like I don't want to break the game to be like, oh, let me roll this skill, and then we get a plus on everything that happens now.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, I still haven't decided exactly how that would work.
Yeah. I mean, I'm okay with you just putting a kibosh on the whole thing. I just, like, thematically for the character, I think it kind of makes sense for him to, like, assess the situation, designate personnel, and, however that sort of
It's like a combat tactics type thing.
I know, and it feels like in real time that's what you do anyway. I mean, you just do that verbal anyway. So the real question is mechanical. Like, what sort of mechanical bonus would there be? And to me, it kind of feels like it might work like helping. So if you succeed in your command roll, then whatever you say, because it's going to be different every time,
right.
they'll get a plus on it.
Maybe we should make it a command skill instead, then maybe of a squad tactics. Like, how well then do I convey the message that I want, and then they in turn responds. So instead of
commander skill,
like a generic squad tactics, it's like you do this, you do that, go, kind of thing. And then how well do they?
Yeah, I think giving them a plus is the way that I want to go, because first off, mechanically, the system wants everybody to roll for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So it's easier to give them a mod.
Sure. Well,
and second off, because this is kind of OSR, right? There's no one solution to any particular problem that you guys face. It's really all about what ideas you come up with.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard to say, we make this roll and then you succeed, because the whole point of it is you guys having a creative plan.
Right.
Which is probably going to be different every time. So again, it's easier to treat that as a mechanical +1 than to come up with a rule that it means, right? What does it mean when you make that roll? I don't know. Yeah. It's going to be different every time.
Okay. Yeah, that works for me.
Okay.
All right. Do we want to call it squad tactics? We're going to make that like a charm or a brains? Or would that be brain? Yeah. Brain.
Well, if it's more about tactics, it would be brains. If it's more about just sheer command authority, I guess it would be charm.
Yeah, I mean, they're both
it's more about just getting people to do what you tell them to do, or it's about having the best plan. This is part of the reason why I'm so weird about this skill.
Yeah.
I don't want to lock us into some sort of tactical corner. The whole point of problem solving in the OSR is fucking be creative, come up with a piss wave,
Jesus.
I mean, we can ponder on it a little bit more. I mean, maybe I need to do that as two separate skills then, right? Like maybe one is tactics and one is command, and then maybe they don't stack. You got to pick one, do one thing or the other.
Yeah.
And if you fail, then you can't re-roll for the scene.
Yeah, command would work kind of like rhetoric and kind of like help.
Yeah.
And the tactics, I guess that would give them pluses to, let's say, combat rolls. Yeah, two different skills.
Okay. All right. I can see that. And maybe I'll do both. I have enough XP for that, so. All right.
Yeah, cool. So stay in touch. You got the points to spend. You're not going to be actually spending any skill points or experience points before we play next, but we can certainly talk about it.
Sure. Sounds good. All right. Cool. Thanks for running. It's as always a fun game.
Thanks for playing, you guys. We pull off, and the camera leaves you in the hot, humid, dank forests of Inra.
Nice. Then there's lens flare.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right, you guys. I'll see you next time.
All right. See you later, Todd. Cool. And I want to thank everybody for checking it out. And don't forget, John's got a podcast of his own, Tales of Blood and Stone. It's a Demon of the Shadow of the Demon Lords podcast. You guys release every
other Friday.
Every other Friday.
Yeah.
So make sure you're checking that out. I should probably put a link to the show in the show notes when you're playing stuff.
Yeah.
We're
just I mentioned this show on it was like a interviewee type thing with another Shadow of the Demon Lord podcast called Blood and Steel. So I mentioned this one. So yeah,
nice.
Throwing it out there,
Certainly appreciate that. As always, we have our coffee available. You can hit the link in the show notes or tinyurl.com/legendary brew. The brew is going to take a little bit of a tweak. The Rwandan right now, the way it's roasted, has a little bit of a bitter finish if the coffee gets cold. So Neil's going to tweak that a little bit, which is going to make it even better. Reviews on iTunes and Podchaser and all those different places, super helpful. Helps us get noticed a little bit more. Tell your friends, all that kind of stuff. You know the drill. We're on all the social media things, so if you have the likes and the subscribes and whatnot, we certainly appreciate that. And again, thanks for checking this out, and we'll catch you next time.
Goodbye.